3, 2, 1. Yo! It's the Big Three Roll Up. It's your boy Silk.
It's Kev.
And Newberg.
How y'all boys feeling, man?
I almost said TJ. I have no idea why I almost did that. Maybe because I'm looking at him on Skype here. But I almost said it's TJ.
You were looking at him and you thought you were him?
For a second.
I feel real good today, man. I feel like clarity today, man. I got up at we usually get up at 5:30. I got up and helped the kids. When they left, I went to the little intercoastal here with the water and shit. I just sat there for about a half hour and I went to the gym. I'm on 6 shots of espresso, bro. So I'm feeling great today, man.
You're on a modern day 6-shooter?
Yep.
At 9:54 a.m.?
Yeah, bro. I went a little hard this morning.
I'd be feeling good too if I was on that much gasoline.
Yeah, I went to the gym, went to the beach, just kind of sat there quiet, just hung out for a little bit, man.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a good way to start the day.
It's a perfect way to start the day. I wanted to get on here since we kind of ignored this last time, but I wanted to shout out the Big Three Roll Up because we hit 2 million listens. Give it up.
Very good. Very good. 2 million.
A year ago at this time, on February 11th, we announced that we hit 1 million listens. So we did our first million listens in about 2 years and 4 months. It took 2 years and 4 months to do 1 million listens. And we got to the 2 million mark. We did our next million in 1 year.
How long for 3, you think? I think we do 3 by November.
That's aggressive, but it's probably right with our YOY growth percentages. November's probably realistic, especially now that we're doing 2 extra Patreon shows every week.
I'm gonna go. I think we should do a contest, over under, closest without going over.
So
I'm gonna go November 9th.
So let me interject. The Patreon listens don't count toward that number. There's no way for us to track that. So when you're figuring your numbers, think about that.
Okay, so no extra Patreon shows get incorporated. November's still a safe bet. I think we could smash that.
Yeah, I think Patreon is really, even if we did count them, I don't think that's a big enough number to swing a whole lot. I have no idea when we'll do it. I think it'll be faster. My goal is now, is how fast I can hit that. I think because 1 million listeners ain't that difficult no more. We don't get a pot of gold or anything for it, man. But I want to see how fast I can get the affiliates to those type of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real growth. We know what the Big Three Roll Up is going to do. I think we got to start working and getting being more detailed with our other shows and trying to grow those shows, because that's where our real value is at, man. So I think that's my goal right there. See how fast I can get S&G to 1 million listens. I haven't even been keeping count, but I think that's the new way.
Well, you're gonna have to keep count at some point. We need
bigger goals on Big Three Roll Up.
I haven't been keeping count either, but I was talking to somebody yesterday that does another podcast, and they're talking about their growth and stuff. They're like, "Oh yeah, we just had a guest. He did 400 listens. That's our most." And I was just thinking, when we were doing 400 listens, it's just, but the Storm Surge guys,
y'all were doing. Wait. By the time I joined, you guys were already getting 400 listens a week.
Oh, I think we did 500 the first show. But those type of numbers. But then I was thinking to myself, the Storm Surge guys, they don't know the struggle. I think we were doing fucking 4K out the gate. So they don't even know the struggle of starting off small. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah.
Spoiled those guys.
All right. Well, we got a big show here today. Silk, if you want to hit the ad read, we can get started.
This episode is brought to you by Brunt Insurance Financial Services. Anything you need insured from the Panhandle to the Keys, holler at my man Gregg, 954-589-2204. Big coverage, big policies, man. And I'm a part of the Brunt Insurance Financial Services myself, man. So I'll just talk about it. I'll be about it, man. Y'all boys, holler at my man Gregg. We out here a little bit.
I'm on Team Brunt Insurance as well. Also want to plug the Patreon. We talked about it at the beginning, but we're doing extra shows behind the Patreon wall. we jump on, and me, Kev, Silk, and TJ get on at 5:15 a.m. every morning. We record for these shows have been going about an hour, and then we drop them as soon as we get done recording. So every Monday and every Friday, the show will hit probably no later than 7:15. And you guys can get those on the Big Three Roll Up Patreon. All right,
we gotta get some guests on these morning shows. That's the next wave.
Get somebody
so guests to come hang out with us and vibe with us some of these mornings, man. And to so you can hear your favorites like Benji Brown, Snoop, and all those dudes, Clarence, whoever comes on to hang out with us in the morning and shoot the shit about random shit we talk about. So that's the next wave.
Bro, I love the morning shows because we don't even talk football.
Sometimes.
We barely do.
Sometimes.
And it's just like we just been up for like 30, 40 minutes, so it's like off the cuff. I'm doing other shit. Like, I just love those shows. I love the vibe. My Monday and Fridays go smoother because of those shows in the morning.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And they're just fun. And now that we've been doing them, like Silk said, we had this conversation, I think last Friday or something after the show. But me and Silk were like, we've been doing these for like going on 2.5 months now. And I think it's time to kind of like take it up to the next level. And definitely having some of the friends of the show, whether you're a host of another show on the network, or you're, like Silk said, a Benji Brown, a Snoop Minnis, a Lamar Thomas, somebody that can come and hang out. We'd love to maybe add like just somebody sitting shotgun for a show, the whole show, and just hang out early morning.
We'll find out how much of a friend Lamar is, bro. He's an hour behind us. So if he gets up at 4:15 to come kick it, like we're invited to Thanksgiving and everything.
We might catch him like one of those nights where he hasn't gone to sleep yet. Think Lamar still has those nights?
No, I don't think so. Maybe the night after Lamar Jackson won the MVP, he stayed up all night and partied and shit.
Let's get into Big Three talk. We actually have something of significance to speak about. Miami is in spring practice. Florida State starts on Saturday, and I think, does Florida start on Saturday as well?
We start spring practice March 16th.
March 16th. Okay, so UM is in, FSU this weekend, and then Florida will be the weekend after. So, Kev, you want to speak on the first couple of days of spring practice? What's going on out there?
Yeah, it's fun to have football back, man. So they're 2 days in. Really, the storyline is just the new offense. D'Eriq King, Rhett Lashley. That's the story. That's like what everybody's paying attention to. Yesterday, they actually let the media stay out there the whole time. So Gabby was out there the entire practice. So you got a chance to see what they were doing 11 on 11, like what kind of the rotation was day two. And I would say the biggest thing to note is Zion Nelson, who started every game at left tackle as a freshman. He struggled. We know he struggled. He opened up spring at the right tackle position. So I don't know if that's something going forward. It's day two. I think the line will be helped out with D'Eriq King's wheels. That always helps the struggling offensive line. And Jalen Phillips is out there. Jalen Phillips was the number one player in the country 2-3 years ago. He went to UCLA, transferred. He had some injury things, but he's out there practicing. He looks rusty, but he's out there practicing, getting low. So that's another thing I was looking out for. You got anything, Berg? Any questions or anything?
What's the biggest, maybe not the biggest position battle, but what's the biggest position of intrigue for you personally?
Well, see, linebacker. Because that we're losing Shaq Quarterman and Michael Pickney. That's like 100 starts right there. They started all 4 years at Miami.
Yeah.
So they got Avery Huff out of St. Thomas. They'll have Sam Brooks. Zach McLeod from Santa Lucius that came in with those guys, came back. So he's a fifth-year senior. So I would say linebacker right now. And then who's going to step up at wide receiver? Last year it was KJ Osborne, came in from Buffalo. Like, can Mark Pope take that step? Is Mike Harley ready to be the vocal leader? D. Wiggins. D. Wiggins is coming back. He's shown flashes that he could be a good receiver, a good to great receiver. So we'll see. So wide receiver and linebacker for me. And then who's going to be the number 2 running back? It looks like Kim Harris will get the bulk of the carries. But who's going to be number 2 behind him? Chaney's not in spring. So Knight and Robert Burns. So we'll see who gets that number 2 running back position too.
What level is the Derek King hype machine at right now?
I don't know. Vegas got him like 4th to win the Heisman. So Vegas is hyping him big, bro. Vegas got him hyped.
I saw some video of Lashley on the field. What was your first impressions of Lashley, the new OC?
Well, Lashley's intense, man. I mean, you like that intensity, but for me, like, you got to do it with the lights on, man. I'm not falling for anybody. He's got the like, you've seen him coach an offense to be great, having full control. It's all about tempo, and it's all about getting guys to buy into his tempo and his coaching style. But yeah, I mean, 2 days in, he said all the right things. I've seen some guys that are hyping him as like the best hire Miami's made since Jimmy Johnson. So we'll see, bro.
Y'all hype anything, bro. I'll be honest with y'all, dog.
Yeah, but Lashley's legit. I mean, you know that.
No, I don't know. You said about Enos, and I
was going to say the same damn thing about Enos.
No, we really didn't.
Like, they didn't change anything. They were excited about motions with Enos. Now they're excited about laminated play sheets. So, like, it's easy to please them people down there. The expectations are low.
You know, Lashley was the offensive coordinator of top 10 offense. He's been under 2 of the best offensive minds. I mean, I guess he's like Enos. You heard that about Enos?
I heard you. I heard you say he tutored Tua. He did work with the quarterbacks. Saban trusted him. You gotta love having a guy that Saban trusted on his staff to tutor his quarterbacks and all this shit you hype. It's the same shit, bro. I don't expect any difference. I expect the results to be about the same as well.
So what you gonna do? Put money on that? You gonna put money on the offense?
What you want to put money on? I don't understand what you want to put
So
money
Miami has the number 84 ranked offense. You think they'll be higher or lower than that?
I don't think it matters. I think you get about 7 wins. You want to bet on wins?
Yeah, I'll go over 7. You gonna go 7?
Yeah, whatever you want to go. That's what you want to put it at. Last year, you was ready to bet y'all get more wins with that shitty schedule. This is what y'all do. Y'all just hype it up.
No, but go ahead. We'll do 7.
Yeah, let's do 7.
All right, that's fine. I'll go over 7. And I'll say we'll have an offense ranked 20 spots higher.
You want to bet that too?
A pair of Yeezys.
20 spots higher than they did this year, and 7 wins.
Okay, we can do both. We can do 100 spot on each.
Yeah,
or a pair of Yeezys.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah, we'll do 100 on each. I think that's easy money though. The 7's gonna be.
You think a lot. Clearly, you
the
think a lot.
the 7's gonna be harder than the money.
I'm just gonna put you in my debt pool of Miami fans that owe me, that need financial plans, because it's about 10 of y'all right now that never pay. We bet
not me though.
We bet who have more wins.
Me and you did.
Who does that? No, Miami fans, and I haven't received a penny, man. No matter which one you want to bring up, but they never pay. So I just add you to the list of people in debt. I'll send you to my collections.
But you know my bag is right. You know my bag.
Know him. Kevin, Bobby, Budnick are not going to be on the same list.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
all right, what's the bet?
They're the king of all-season bets and never bet
one time.
So this is when they thrive, man. When it's time to make off-season bets and hype it up, this is their time of the year. But when the wins get started, that's when you get the humble Kev and, man, I'm just a fan, man. I'm just going with the flow, man. It's not my team. I just call it how I see it. Nobody calls it how they see it in the spring. Everybody's like hyping in the spring. Nobody calls it how they see it.
They just
might lose. I don't understand. You seem a little bit angry, dog. I don't see what you're angry about. Red Lashley
I'm not angry at all.
Red Lashley does.
I'm just pointing out the fuck shit.
But Red Lashley does.
I'm a fuck shit pointer outer. Put that on my resume, TJ. TJ, when you work on my resume, TJ, put fuck shit pointer outer. That's what I am. I point out fuck shit.
Was he not the offensive coordinator of top 10 offense last year?
I don't care what. I mean, title, yeah. Brian Johnson is the offensive coordinator in a top 10 offense right now.
So you're saying Red Lashley wasn't calling the plays? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
saying he's not the engineer of that offense. That's what I'm saying.
Of what offense? His offense?
It's not his offense.
Whose offense is it?
The guy who's the head coach, it was his offense. What are you talking about?
No.
Is that a real question?
It's not Sonny Dykes' offense. That's a real question. Yeah, it's not Sonny Dykes' offense. He runs more of a Malzahn than a Sonny Dykes.
What
Looks
it was
more like
Malzahn's
Malzahn.
offense. Oh, you talking about when he ran? I thought you talking about when he coached at Auburn. I don't know what type of goofy shit he running, man. Like all this shit is goofy shit. The Derrick King kick, like I don't give a fuck who put him in a Heisman race. Like that shit don't mean nothing. All that shit about to hit the fan. You still got the shitty O-line. You still got the head coach that can't run a fucking team. Like the stuff that was going on in your locker room, the inept shit, the goofy shit, that shit's still there. Last year ain't show up and that shit disappeared. Y'all still goofy, man. He still don't know what the fuck he doing.
No, I agree with you, but I've said that. But I don't.
Okay. No, you just that ain't energy you gave off. That
no,
man
it is. I said
should be fired.
He asked me
off some different energy.
He asked me what I thought about Red Lashley. I said we'll see when the lights come on, but he hasn't said anything that turned me off in the last 2 days. That's exactly what I said. And you started talking about.
You said way more than that. I mean,
that's exactly what I said.
We recorded the show. Back. It's not live. We actually recorded. You said a lot more than that.
You know, I mean, we can run tape back. You got mad. You good?
No, I just pointed out fuck shit. You good?
Yeah, I'm. You know, I'm good.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you. So now you know.
Sounds good.
Sounds
good. Everything sounds good. And then the games get played.
All right. Well, spring.
We're not gonna play fuck shit.
We're not gonna play any games.
What you got, Bird?
Well, we'll play them in August or September.
Y'all the projects, bro. Nobody take Miami football serious. Bird, y'all next, dog. What you got?
You do, because you're mad about it.
I'm not mad. I'm just calling out the fuck shit.
I can see it.
Y'all good?
Yeah, we're off the goofball shit. Let's talk some
football,
well, Bird. Keep it real. You're used to losing, so you keep it a buck now. At least when you start losing, Berg, you keep it a buck. I appreciate people that keep it a buck when they turn to shit.
Florida
State
have a
shit program every year and come over here and lie to the fans.
Saturday.
Keep it a buck, Berg. Let's go.
There's no lies here. Florida State spring football starts on Saturday. I think the first practice of the spring will be about 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. I'm heading up, fellas. I am heading up to Tallahassee. I'll get there on Friday. They're doing a little meet and greet with the coaching staff and the media for lunch on Friday. And then we hit the field on Saturday right there with the team. It's going to be an exciting spring. I think there's a couple things that I'm looking for. The biggest position battles to me are at running back and linebacker. The running back room is just full of questions. After losing Cam Akers to the NFL a year early, you got Kalen Laybourne, who's been injured. He's been suspended. He's threatened to leave. There's just always been something going on with Kalen Laybourne. He's shown glimpses of potential, but he's never stayed healthy. He's never been able to remain on the team long enough to really put something together. Anthony Grant, he's a guy that Willie Taggart signed his first year here. He played scout team. We heard some good things about him from the coaching staff, but then last year he was away from the team for the entire season. So there's no telling what he's going to be able to bring, but he is back with the program. And then you got Jashaun Corbin. The good news on Jashaun Corbin is he suffered a really bad hamstring or lower leg injury at Texas A&M that sidelined him for most of the season and even had surgery. He's back to lifting. There's a video of him doing 400-pound squats, so that's good to see. But what we don't know, and this is another major question mark at the running back position, is whether or not he'll have a waiver to play this year. So he may not even factor in, but he is out there for the spring. With Damian Webb, he's a JUCO running back that signed. He won't factor in the spring as he enrolls this summer. And then they also signed Lawrence Toafili and Corey Wren from the high school level. They also will not factor in, and they will enroll this summer. So lots of question marks at the running back position. Linebacker, we finally got Dontavius Jackson out of here, so now we got to find out who is going to take over in the middle. There's some young guys battling it out. It'll be interesting to see the combination that they use. You got Jaleel McRae, who looked good in the last year's spring game, but we didn't see him too much on the field during the season. You got some others. Emmett Rice, he's a big hitter, not a big body, but he's shown that he's physical enough to play at this level. And then you got Kevon Glenn, Kalen DeLoach, and a bunch of the other younger guys that are also going to be out there battling. So new names, new faces at certain positions, and then, of course, quarterback. I don't know if it's really a battle per se in the spring because James Blackman's going to get a majority of the reps. Chubba Purdy, Florida State's top-rated quarterback commitment or signee, doesn't get to campus until the summer. Tate Rodemaker, who was a 3-star USF commitment when he flipped to Florida State 2 weeks before or a week before the early signing period, he is on campus and he'll be in there, but I don't know if he's going to be a realistic option. So I want to see what James Blackman looks like. This is his third head coach, his fourth offensive coordinator, if you count the Walt Bell, Willie Taggart connection. And he's just gone through some shit here at Florida State. So I want to see what he's got going on, how he reacts, how he responds to some coaching. Also, Florida State will have a junior day this weekend that'll coincide with their the start of spring practice, March 7th. We have a junior day list up on Knowles 24/7. We're going to get into recruiting. I can go through that. But what do you guys think of Florida State's spring practice is about to start? What are you all excited to watch for?
I want to see how different the O-line play is. I just want to see, because I think the trenches, I don't think you guys added any pieces to improve that. Skill positions and all that shit's fun to watch, but I think in the trenches on both sides of the ball is going to be interesting. Is Marvin Wilson healthy for spring?
I don't think so. I don't know.
So it's going to be interesting to watch how like the guys behind him. We know what Marvin brings to the table. It's going to be interesting to watch both sides of the trenches with Florida State, and if they have a practice DJ. That's what the streets really want to see. What the music like.
I doubt they'll have a practice DJ.
I highly
no headphones. No headphones, no practice DJs.
That's probably why they don't have headphones though. Like, how can you hear the DJ if you got headphones?
Right. I think that, speaking of Blackman, 561 check-in, I think this is his best coordinator. I think Norvell will end up being his best coordinator since Jimbo. So I'm ready to see what strides he makes. And just about the offensive line, though, like, he's only going to be as good as the offensive line, so we'll see.
Correct. Yeah, I think Norvell is somewhat of a schemer, so I think he'll scheme around Blackman's skill set, which is a good thing for him, like trying to get a shot at the NFL. But all this shit, so Florida State success is going to come down to the trenches and how fast he get those guys to buy in. So it's just stuff like that to watch. But I don't know what he can add to change the offensive line play. What do you expect out of the offensive line, Bird?
Ooh, man. Well, we've been talking about this a lot, and the talent level is just not there. And you got guys also playing out of position. You got Darius Washington, who's clearly a guard, was trying to work in at tackle. That's really been Florida State's biggest problem. And in getting the transfer of Deontay Taylor from FIU helps, because he is a true tackle that has experience at the tackle position. But that's just a Band-Aid. And, if he goes down, you're back to your same problem. So the last two coaches that came in, Gregg Fry, and the other guy's his name's escaping me right now, but they came in with the best intentions. Neither of those guys everybody thought had high expectations for both of them. They came in and they just weren't able to do it with what was there. So I think, again, this is going to be more of the same, because they also didn't do a great job of recruiting while they were here. Some of that was out of their control. So what I'm saying is Alex Atkins is in a very similar situation to what we've seen the past 2 years. And he's going to have to do what they did. He's going to have to try to make chicken salad out of chicken shit this first year, and hope that he can recruit some true tackles to come in and kind of fix the biggest problem that they have, which is guys playing out of position.
What about pass rush? Last year that's
a big problem, because if Janarius Robinson and Joshua Kando don't step up and do what we've wanted them to do for the last 4 years, which they haven't been able to do for various reasons, whether it be staying healthy or just talent level. But, you hope a guy like a Joshua Kando, who came in as a highly touted 5-star, and Janarius Robinson, who was a 4-star, but he was being recruited by, pretty much everybody across the country.
A lot of things been changing, Bird, but the one constant has been Odell. So even his recruiting has is slacking off in the trenches. The talent's not coming in, but the guys he did get to come in hasn't developed. When did it become a Odell thing? That's what I'm asking.
Well, Odell's recruited defensive tackles for the last 25 years. He recruited defensive ends for one season. So I can't even begin
to put the whole line, right?
No, he coaches D tackles again.
He don't coach the ends?
No.
Oh, okay.
They hired John Papuchis from UNC.
Who coached the ends last year?
Odell did.
So this year he just D tackles.
Yeah, but I'm not going to blame Odell for 4 years of mismanagement and recruiting at the defensive end position. I mean, if Odell was recruiting defensive ends since Brian Burns' departure, I'd have an issue with it, because then you can say he literally has not recruited one top-tier elite defensive end. But Odell recruits.
But you guys have elite defensive ends on campus that were elite recruits. They're not being developed into elite defensive ends.
For sure, but I just have a hard time putting that on Odell when he only coached the position for 1 year.
I mean, when it was at the opening, right? The Kendo shit started getting fucking rolling to FSU, right?
Yes, the opening.
Yeah.
I remember being like, "Oh my god, this fucking guy's a goddamn machine."
Yeah, because everybody thought he was
going
going to end up.
To have this motherfucker.
He's been injured. He's just been. It just doesn't seem like he has a fire there to really compete. I'm not saying he's dodging, or I'm not saying he's taking a dive for anything, but like, you see him, you just don't get that, like, there's a sense of urgency from him. He's a great student. You wonder if maybe, he's just planning on a future after college that doesn't involve football, but this is it. Put up or shut up time for Joshua Kendo.
I got one more question. I was real high on my guy Warren Thompson up there coming in. We expected they from him. Is he with the team? What's going on with Warren Thompson?
Warren Thompson's back with the team, and he went from a guy that was on Twitter talking all kinds of stuff about the program and how he might be leaving, to now he's like behind Coach Norvell and tweeting about how these guys got everything going in the right direction. So, having known Warren Thompson from his high school days, Warren will get on social media and be a little emotional at times and say some things. So with Warren, it just comes down to, like, I need to see it from you on the field this year. He was definitely a Willie Taggart guy. That was the main reason he ended up at Florida State. But he was also the one at the end trying to lead a players only strike against Willie Taggart on Twitter as well.
I
so
like Warren's style.
Warren's been all over the place, but he is with the program. I hear good things. I spoke to some people that over the weekend that are close to him at Armwood, and it sounds like it's going well for now. I'll just leave it at that.
You got to break this Armwood bus curse.
I think Armwood needs to break that. I don't know who's going to break it.
Yeah. Florida State broke the Florida State curse. Now it's up to Armwood to fucking do the rest.
That curse has been going on way longer, and we can debate that. I think Leon McQuay is the most successful, or him or Eric Stryker were the two most successful Armwood players in the last probably 15 years, 20 years.
That's a sad list.
And there's been some great players on that list.
I'm unfortunate as fuck.
Great players.
They got a player this year that I want. I hope he can shake it. We'll see. Are we getting to Florida football? What's going on?
Yeah, do Florida football, and then we'll circle back and we'll all do recruiting.
Oh, I thought we did recruiting. Okay, all right. Yeah, spring practice start March 16th. Recruiting battles that I'm pretty sure most of Gator Nation, everybody's watching, is going to be running back 2, defensive end, and also a little bit DB. At running back, I think everybody wants to see what Lorenzo Lingard is about. Is he healthy? What he can do in the workouts? He's looked healthy. Talking to Nick Savage and some of those guys, they think he's healthy and ready to go. We don't know if he's going to get the waiver or not. They feel good about a waiver. But running back 2, between him, I think Damon Pierce is running back 1, but you have Malik Davis, and I think Lingard is going to be fighting for that position. Behind those guys, likely going to be some transfers. If I had to put anybody on transfer watch in that room, would be Iverson Clement. I think he's an older guy. If he's passed up by Naquan, and you also got maybe Zach Evans coming on campus, I think the writing's on the wall there. He may hit the portal and try to find an option to get some film and get a shot at the league. Pass rushing is going to come down to Brenton Cox, the Georgia transfer, former 5-star. He's clear and ready to go. Mohamed Diabate, who had a great freshman season, alongside Chris Bogle. 3 elite guys in the recruiting market. They're all fighting and trying to get that DN1 spot, man. So a lot of those dudes are flexible. Some can stand up, some can move to the other side. Diabate was spoke about getting some looks at even linebacker, middle linebacker. So I think it's a lot of flexibility between those 3 guys, but that's the battle that I'm most excited about is defensive end. I think we got 3 killers that we can rotate and not lose any production. DB, the star position. I think Kyer has solidified himself as a starter on the outside, same as Marco. I don't expect Marco to play any nickel. So you got 5 in Marco on the outside, and I think that nickel spot is going to be open for maybe somebody like maybe even Byrne to get a look there. I wouldn't mind. The guy I want to win the job right now is Chester Kimbrough. Had a solid freshman season himself, real aggressive, instinctive, real tight twitch guy, athlete, not afraid to get his helmet into some muddy situations. So I would love to see Chester Kimbrough show himself and take over that spot. Trey Dean is reportedly moving to safety. I don't see how he takes a starting spot at safety, but he's moving there. So there's something to be noted. That's about it. Biggest question I think I won't answer going into spring is offensive line. Josh Braun is a freshman that got on campus and turned some heads in the weight room. Same thing for my man Ethan White, the big guy that got on campus last year. He got some starts towards the end of the season. They're really excited about him. So I just want to see the offensive line gel more and have that offensive line get the run game going in the spring. Trying to think if there are any more questions. Emory Jones usage. We're going to have Brian Johnson on Stadium Miguel next week to talk about it a little bit. But I want to see Emory Jones. I think he's going to be showcased a little bit this spring. I think we'll see. I see that spring game being his little coming out party. We'll see a lot of flash from him in the run game, what Dan Mullen really wants to do. So that's the biggest question I want answered in spring is the maturation of Emory and how he's going to be used in offense.
How much do you think you can learn about the quarterback position from the spring? Like how much competing do you think these guys are going to be doing? Like, just what's your take on the QB competition?
Well, I expect it to be pretty intense, man. Emory's going into this offseason like in his mind, no matter how entrenched Kyle Trask is at the position, he's going into this offseason like he wants the job. So I expect it to be some heated competition and scrimmages. The scrimmages that Dan Mullen run, they're physical. It's not a bunch of red jerseys. It's not a bunch of no contact. These guys get physical and get after it, man. So I expect it to be a real physical and competitive spring at a lot of positions, man. I'm excited about it. Even the wide receiver position with Trent Whitmore and Jamarcus West and those young guys. I've been hearing a lot of great things about in the weight room and what they're doing on the offseason. It's going to be a lot of big competition and guys trying to get spots. It's going to be.
Do you think there's any chance that if things don't play out the way Emory wants them to, he could mess with the portal this offseason? Or is he still a year away?
I don't think Emory's going anywhere. No, I think they've conveyed the message to Emory that he's going to play this fall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure he's seen what happened with Kyle Trask, and at the worst, this Kyle's last year, then the offense is his. But I think Emory's going to get 40-50% of the snaps this fall when it's all said and done. I think you watched the Virginia game. I watched it the other day, like 2 days ago, just to relook at it. Teams kind of figured out that what we want to do with Kyle Trask, and they start sending in slant windows. Defensive ends stop passing, just dropping back in those windows and knocking a lot of balls down. I think film is out. I think Dan Mullen's smart enough to know that. So I think you're going to see Emory Jones a lot in the run game from week 1 going forward. And I expect them to showcase him in the spring. Dan Mullen's smart. So whoever he wants to be the superstar of a spring game, he's done that every year. So I expect that to be Emory this year. I think he's going to cater the whole game and offense around him. But I don't think Emory's going anywhere. Just from talking behind the scenes and hearing what his mindset is, I don't think he's looking to transfer anywhere.
Kevin, do you have anything for Sil?
No, I can't think of it. He hit everything. I was wanting to hear about Lingard and the safeties. He hit everything. I agree that Kyer and Marco will be outside. I think Kyer's CB1, right? Like, did he overtake that? Like, he's the guy.
No, I think on paper, Marco will be the field corner on paper. And I do think, in my opinion, Kyrie is the best corner on the team. But I think part of Marco coming back and from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, Marco will have to be the field corner. He'll take over Hendo's spot.
Okay.
But he's gonna get thrown out a lot because he'll get a lot. He's gonna get a lot of film this year because Kyrie is locked down. I think teams gonna start going away from Kyrie.
Kyrie's locked down, dog. That motherfucker's. He looks the part, bro. He's got the film to back it up. Like, Kyrie's the tradition continues. Yeah,
he's a complete professional. You're not gonna see no social media shenanigans. You're not gonna hear no off the field shenanigans. He's running track right now with the team, so he's not fully with the football team right now, but he's working on that speed, man, and trying to get that 4.4 even lower. So physically, it looks like he's in the weight room with the rest of the team. He looks like a pro. He's a big kid.
Benjamin, shout out Benjamin, North Palm Beach.
Shout out to that 5'6" in that bloodline, bro. That bloodline's official. There used to be an argument about who was better, him or Dent, but I think that shit got put to sleep real early.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. Is Dent gonna go back to corner, Berg?
That's the talk. Yeah, we'll see it during the spring, but that's what I expect.
All right. Well, because that's the next 5'6" like check in, like.
Yeah. We got that.
You gotta put that man back at corner, bro. It's just kind of unfair to have this guy at safety.
We got that shit on check-in, Wattsburg.
It's understandable.
Who y'all DB coach?
Adam Fuller, DC.
You tell him to swing by either my house or Kev house when he get down here.
I got you. All right, recruiting.
No more social without me, dog. No more fucking hang out both.
We'll let him check in with our Florida State 561 check-in guy. You can holler at Post. Post got him. You gonna figure, you know what I'm saying? Let him know what got to be done for him to be navigating around these 561 streets.
Post will treat him well.
I don't know now. Post might not treat him.
He'll treat him appropriately.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation dictates.
All right. Well, let's run down these recruiting rankings because I used to do this on every show, and I kind of feel guilty that now I do it like twice a year. Recruiting updates. Here's how it stands in the big three. UF comes in number 2 overall. They have 13 commitments right now. Miami doing what they do. Top 5 class in March. They have 10 commitments. They sit at number 5. And Florida State brings it in at number 23 with 3 commitments toward the 2021 class.
Why didn't you say Florida State doing what they do, sitting at 23, dog? Why you leave that part out?
Because this is my segment, and I say it how I want to say it.
All right, but they're doing what they do.
They only have 3 commitments. They're just, they're just checking out the landscape, seeing how it goes. They're going to load up.
They had more like this week, though, didn't they? Like earlier this week, they had more than 3.
They shed themselves of some old commitments. They probably still have some more shedding to do. I'm sorry, they have 4 commitments because I was counting more, bro. I was already getting rid of DeQuavion Fuller. DeQuavion Fuller is a 3-star inside linebacker from Lehigh, Florida, and I think he'll be the next. But you got a solid core here of Brandon Jennings.
Is he related to the other Fuller? Is he related to the other Fuller?
Yeah, he's his younger brother. His commitment was accepted during the final stretch of his older brother's recruitment.
He must have told. Big bro must have told him how goofy Norvell is. Like, man, we can't even wear earrings and shit, bro. You might want to hit it.
He hasn't decommitted yet. Yesterday, the most recent decommitment
right?
I think they're going to part ways. I mean, he's a 5'11", 200-pound middle linebacker. He's ranked number 28 his position and number 728.
Yo. What's his measurables, Bird?
5'11", 200.
Duh, he's like me, except shorter.
209.
Bro. Willie was out here. Wow.
Overall.
Bro,
you want us to get your little brother too? Hell yeah, let's go, man.
If Willie was the coach of one of the big three schools when I was in high school, though, I think I would have got a fucking chance. I think I would have got a scholarship. Because that's my measurable. I could have been the linebacker at Florida State. The whole world would have changed.
Holy shit. What else you got, Byrne? Any more recruit news?
Yeah, last night Florida State parted ways with Keyshawn Spencer. He was the number 31 ranked running back in the country and the 457th best prospect overall. He was a 5'8", 175-pound running back from Melbourne, Florida that committed a year ago to Willie Taggart and his staff. Silk, you seem to be breaking up. Did you hear his measurables?
Yeah, bro. You say he's 5'8". What was Willie doing? Willie was just handing them bitches out, bro.
From Melbourne, Florida. He's no longer on the commit list, but he has options: Boston College, FAU, Middle Tennessee State. So, hopefully Keyshawn Spencer goes on and does great things, but it's not going to be as a Florida State Seminole.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at the kid. I'm just like the measurables of these people that Willie was getting this.
Well, he took a running back at 5'8.5", 175 pounds, and a middle linebacker at 5'11".
That's about Cam Akers' height, though. So
Cam Akers.
You see him combine that Cam Akers and DJ Dallas the same height?
Yeah. But the difference is, here's the difference. Miami had DJ Dallas listed at 5'10". FSU had Cam Akers listed at 6'1". That's the difference. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, that's why Willie was taking them bad measures. He's like, yo, we just add 3 or 4.
We just add 3 or 4. Don't even worry about
it. Well, Cam did really well. We're going to move on. Well, we got some Junior Day stuff coming up this weekend. Silks.
Miami got a commitment.
Finish that out then, Kev.
Yeah, Miami got 4-star out of Stoneman Douglas. Michael McLaughlin committed. Offensive tackle. Committed. I think he's a prize. I think he's he needs the weight room a little bit. 6'7", 255. So I think he's gonna need the rate. I think it's a 2-year.
This show got to be the measurable show, bro.
The measurable, yeah, measurable. Yeah, TJ, write that down. The measurable. On Thursday they'll have center out of Columbus, Ryan Rodriguez, 3-star on campus, and I expect him to commit this week also. So that'll be 2 offensive linemen in the week. I know McLaughlin was getting looks from some schools. I know Florida State was flirting a little bit.
No, don't bring me into this.
Yeah. He picked. Oh, no. Hold on. Rewind it. Michael McLaughlin picked 4-star Michael McLaughlin out of Stoneman Douglas. Picked.
You wrote this down, Kev.
Over Florida State. It was coming down. It was through the wire.
You wrote that shit down.
No, I didn't because I didn't say it. I thought about it later. TJ, rewind that back. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's all Miami's got going on. I know y'all got some Junior Days coming up. So, what's your list looking like?
The list is crazy, man. I can't really go over that whole list, man. But some guys on it that I would like to see pop the big names in the trenches. Desmond Watson, 4-star defensive tackle out of Armwood, and also Leonard, I'm trying to break the curse with him. That dude, 400 pounds and running around out there like a gingerly grizzly bear or some shit, like some wild shit. I need him on my roster, Bird. We'll figure out the rest later.
You called him a ginger. I was like, there must be 2 Desmond Watsons then.
Oh, he's definitely not a ginger. He's
definitely not a ginger. I saw him over the weekend.
Silverback. That's what he is. Big silverback, man. I would love to get him to commit to lock down defensive line spots to keep this great recruiting in the trenches going. And Leonard Taylor is the other 5-star defensive tackle. He's on campus. A lot of momentum on that side from us. I would love to see him. He haven't indicated that he wanted to shut it down this early, but if we could pull that off, a lot of big names in the building, a lot of big energy. Tim Brewster here now. We'll see what we can do, man. I would like to close out on those 2 guys this weekend. We got 2 commits over the last week. Gage Wilcox, 4-star tight end out of Tampa Jefferson, committed to us on Friday. And also we got Justice Boone, 6'5", strong 3-star strong side defensive end out of Sumter, South Carolina. Real good get. That's a guy I expect to go up in your rankings, Bird. I expect y'all to get him a nice little boost, man. Real physical dude. The big names, a lot of SEC offers, and I think he's one of those guys that's gonna. We could have took some other defensive ends. I was surprised at some of the names we took him over. But after watching the film, I think we got us one. Junior Day should be a lot of fun. We'll see what's going on, man. But that list is elite. I don't think nobody got no shit like that going on right now. The most impressive visit list we've ever had for spring, for Junior Day. And that's including Myers days.
The Florida State spring visitor list is up on Knowles 24/7. Over 24 names confirmed so far. Some of the names that stick out to me: Barrett Carter, he's a 4-star linebacker from Georgia. Jake Slaughter, 3-star offensive center from Ocala, that's going to make his second or third trip to Tallahassee this offseason. Brandon Jennings, top 100 commitment, will be in town. I spoke to Brandon Jennings over the weekend. He's out of Jacksonville, and he's going to be in town doing some recruiting. He wants to just hang around and see these coaches on the field for the first time. Amari Daniels, 4-star back from Miami Central. Marlon Dean, a big defensive tackle out of Georgia, is going to be in town. And 3-star corner Charles Brantley from Venice High School. He's been on campus several times. I'm not going to say commit watch just yet, but he's a guy that I'd keep an eye on. Much more on Knowles 24/7, as I said, if you guys want to check that out. And we'll have a full recap after the events next week, talking about all the fallout.
When is shit gonna get going, Bird? When is this shit gonna get going?
When is what shit gonna get going?
This shit, we talking recruiting. And y'all got a pile of shit over there. When's this shit gonna get going?
This shit ain't gonna get going until the season starts. Florida State, Miami, I think, are. Well, Florida State and Miami are in a very similar boat. It's going to be really hard for both teams to create a good bit of positive momentum. Of course,
Miami 5 right now, bro.
Miami's been.
I don't know how many.
Usually number one.
But I don't know how many. But he could still recruit a little bit.
We've seen
Norvell can't recruit.
We've seen Miami at number 1 this time of year finish at number 28. So I'm not even questioning. This is just what Miami is actually off the pace. They're usually sitting at number 1 or 2 right now with like 28 commitments and going into the preseason thinking that they're going to compete for the national championship. So Miami's pretty far off their pace right now, sitting at number 5.
And they're still way ahead of Florida State.
So they're off the pace this time of year. But look,
and there's dozens of spots above Florida State.
Being the recruiting guru that I am, I can notice trends, and I've seen this over long periods of time. So I'm not getting caught up in the hype. I actually see a Miami team that's probably trending for right now. I'd put them at 17 or 18. I think they're going to finish in this year's 2021 rankings, probably a 17-18 class right now.
That's purgatory. That's exactly where you don't want it. Like 17-18 will kill you.
It'll be a slow death at 17 or 18. So
we've been dying for fucking 15 years, bro. So
I'm an FSU fan. I would want FSU. Well, I am an FSU fan. So let me just rephrase that. I would want Florida State to be sitting at like number 15, 14, somewhere in that range heading into the season. Because if Florida State can go out and win 8 or 9 games this season, I think they can fight for a top 10 class and maybe even get their foot in the door inside the top 10. But they're going to have to be sitting at somewhere like around 15 heading into the start of the season. I think that's
to get people on campus to have those like to think they can finish around.
They got Dylan Brooks on campus over the weekend. He's a 5-star pass rushing defensive end out of Georgia. They're going to get guys on campus. I mean, Florida State's still a destination for a lot of top players. They're not recruiting as well as they have in the past, but they're still recruiting well enough. But they're not where they need to be, and they're not even close to where they need to be because we're talking about positioning themselves to a point where they can maybe crack the top 10. And I'm giving you like the sunshine recap. I'm not saying that's the most likely scenario. I'm saying that's like the potential of this class. So
you got Miami finishing 17. Just to recap this. You got Miami finishing 17. And
this is a way too early projection. This is a way too early projection, but go ahead.
No, that's it. So Miami. So where do you got Florida then? You got Florida top 5?
If Florida State anywhere near 10, he got to put me 2 or 1.
But he's got me 17. I mean, this is what I don't see. I just don't see how they're finishing 17. They're going to finish at 10.
Right. All I'm saying is I think So I got Florida. I got Miami at 17. I got Florida State at 15 right now. And I think Florida finishes at a disappointing 6, just outside the top 5.
Hold on, bro. You just said they were in top 10. Now they're at 15, bro.
Yeah, that's a safe pick. I said best case scenario, Florida State's going to be like right at number 10. That's best case scenario.
And worst case, Miami's at 17.
No, that's just
so trash on the trail. Y'all might win a national championship and not finish top 10.
Well, then I don't think that shit matters at all. I'll take that any day.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm just saying how bad he is.
Let's get to the NFL Combine.
Who's the guy before we move on? Who's the guys this year that like the recruits? Who are the players that the Florida program need to close with in-state to say like?
Let's do that. That's a great question. We did that. Okay,
we'll talk about that next week.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. That's a good one.
And we can even go back and revisit the guys that we've said in the past. That'll be fun. All right, we'll do that. What do we call those? Those are kind of like the make or break guys. Big 3 make or break.
Yeah, like we always said, like Evan Neal, like those guys.
Trey Sanders.
Yeah, them guys. All the guys that went to Alabama.
No, I think we did last year. I remember one.
Xavier Henderson was my number 1 overall on the entire.
Well, I thought Isaiah Walker was one. So Florida
Isaiah Walker was the one that we had talked about.
We beat some big dogs for a few kids.
All right, we'll do that next time. Let's get to the NFL Combine. Did everybody had players from their respective teams competing in the NFL Combine? Some more than others. Silk, you want to start with the Gators?
Oh man, we tore shit up. Shout out to my man Hendo for running a 4.39. What shocked me the most, he got 20 reps on that bench press. I don't think nobody expected that, but Nick Savage, man, got them boys right. Freddie Swain surprised the shit out of me. I expected a high 4.4 at his best time possibly, and maybe a low 4.5 is what I was kind of expecting from him. He ran a good solid 4.4, right behind a low 4.4. I think he was a top 5 amongst the receivers and running the 40. So he made himself a lot of money, caught everything they threw at him, ran through the drills really good. The only one that had a suspect time was LaMichael P. Ryan, ran a 4.640, but that's kind of where I had him at as well. He's not a burner, more of a balanced type runner. He ran the drills well, hit the short cone well, but he just didn't. He's not a burner. He wasn't going to run a fast 40. He's still going to be around a 4th, 5th round pick. That's about where his stock's at. In my draft scout opinion. My man Jabari Zuniga had one of the fastest time. I think he overall had one of the best performances at defensive end out there. He looked healthy. He struggled with a lot of injuries this past year. Missed a lot of time. He needed a real good combine to make himself some money. And he ran a better 40 than DBs at Florida State. So great day.
This is your segment, not mine, Silk. This is your segment.
I know. I didn't say I actually speak.
Don't leak over into my segment. We're going to talk about my DBs in a minute.
I'm glad you know Jabari could play defensive back at Florida State if he wanted to, but he just decided to pass rush at UF.
We're just living rent free over here in your mind.
Yes.
He's got the measurables to play anywhere he wants at Florida State.
Yeah. He can play any position at Florida State.
Left tackle, doesn't matter.
You want to go over your combine, Bert? You just want to skip Kev? I don't think you should even talk about the shit y'all.
No, Florida State. It was a great. Okay. It was a great day. Florida State on Friday. Cam Akers went out and impressed NFL scouts, running the 5th fastest 40 time among running backs. He clocked in at a 4.47. Impressive vertical jump with 35.5 inches and a broad jump of 10.2. He had a 20-yard shuttle of 4.42. And like I said, really impressed with his 4.47 40 time. I think that kind of opened some eyes. There was a lot of buzz around Cam Akers' performance and how well he did. The same cannot be said for Stanford Samuels. Stanford Samuels came out and ran a 4.65 40 time, which was among the worst for defensive backs. I think only 3 other defensive backs had a slower time than Stanford Samuels, who left early to do this. He left early. He could have stayed at Florida State one more season, but decided to test his luck in the pros.
He left early twice.
He did not do any other testing. He didn't participate in the bench press, and he only did a few on-field drills. I'm not quite sure. Just a real head scratcher of a performance, and just the decision. You know, when he chose to leave Florida State early, I don't think there was anything that he put on tape that was indicative of him running faster than a 4.65. But I think people just assumed that maybe he would. But he ran a 4.65 and he's under 200 pounds. So
yeah,
his
crazy.
future in the NFL looks dim, I would say.
Yeah, he might get drafted by he might actually get to play for Bob Stoops.
No, you know what I saw? I was watching. Ethan's got this thing now where he likes to watch the XFL. Like he puts on the XFL highlights on YouTube. The Vipers, bro. They got Jaquez Patrick and McFadden. That's like the Florida State D-League team. I think Stanford Samuels would look good on the other side of McFadden.
McFadden's had a couple big interceptions. I was watching on Sunday. He had one. And then
he had a big interception. He picked off Cardell Jones.
Yeah, he picked off Cardell Jones. And the Tampa Vipers' very first touchdown in franchise history came on a Tavares McFadden pick six.
Woof.
He's out there balling.
No, he's making fucking history here. 5-star of the Vipers.
So those were the only two guys that worked out for Florida State. One had a great day. The other, probably put his nail in the coffin in terms of his NFL future. Kev, how did the Miami Hurricanes
fucking quit? Like, don't ever fucking quit, kids. Anybody listen, finish whatever you got. Even if you finish it shitty, finish that motherfucker, bro. It just says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Don't quit on shit. You ran bad, okay. The next drill is next opportunity. The next shit or the next job, whatever. Don't quit, man. That shit's fuck that. You showed up for a reason. Finish the fucking workout, man. All right, I'm done. This is a quick rant.
I agree with you though. Yeah, Miami had like 6 guys at the thing. I would say who made the biggest jump, I think made himself a little bit of money, was Quarterman. 4.7, that's a good time for him, bro. I had him at like a high 4.8, 4.9.
That's not a good time, bro. I mean,
for him it is.
At Florida State, but
for him, I think that's a good time. I think he's a day 3 guy. DJ Dallas ran a 4.5, 4.56. That's about what you expect from him. DJ Dallas, you put that film on, bro. You get him in an interview room. He's gonna be drafted. Like, he's a football player. DJ is gonna make an impact.
I like DJ Dallas a lot.
DJ Dallas is gonna make an impact for somebody's NFL team. This is just his mind. You put on his tape, it pops. 5.61 check-in, John Garvin. He surprised people with. Not Miami fans are not people that follow him, but with his on-field drills, like, he's real athletic. He's real long. He's going to get drafted. I think the guys who didn't do themselves any favors, Jeff Thomas ran a 4.45. I don't think he gets drafted. 4.45 is a nice time, bro, but I think he needed to run something in the high 4.3s to go past the baggage he's got. Gerald Willis has better film than Jeff Thomas, and he didn't get drafted. I don't think Jeff Thomas gets drafted with a 4.45. I think people are taking light of what Gerald Willis' real issue was. I think it's way deeper than football with Gerald Willis. I think that year off had to do a lot with something being way deeper than football. I think Jeff's gonna get drafted, bro. And I think he's gonna be one of those guys like D-Rob from UF, one of those guys that had a shitload of weed charges and a lot of trouble, and then get to the NFL and be okay once he got bills. I can see it. And Ricky said maybe 6th, 7th round. I think he goes undrafted, makes a practice squad, or gets an invite, and possibly has a chance to make a team. But I just don't know if he gets drafted.
Looks so fast on film. I mean, regardless of the 4.4 he ran was a real good 4.4. That's fast. But I mean, when the film cut on, Freddie Swain ran the same time he ran, but on the film, like, you can't tell me that Jeff and Freddie is the same fast.
Well, I think Jeff plays faster than 4. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I just have seen people with similar careers go undrafted, and I thought he just needed to run like a time that was like a wow time. And 4.45 is a fast time. Just for him, I thought he needed to run a little bit faster. I think KJ Osborne made himself some money. He catches everything, bro. He's another guy in the interview room. He ran a 4.48. He's got the good size. Bandy Bandy might play with Stanford Samuels, bro. He shouldn't have left.
What did you like about Bandy's day? Bandy's day was gonna be the same next year.
Yeah, oh no, and that's what I said on Storm Surge. Like he could leave, and he wouldn't improve his. Or he came back, he wouldn't improve his stock, and I think he's a Viper this year or next. So go get money.
I thought because Bandy's a shorter dude. I thought Bandy time was a good time for what I thought he was, because he's more of an instinctive type player, and
as long as you put Bandy on the inside, we played him out of position this year on the back.
Yeah, he's got to play nickel. He's definitely, but nobody's gonna draft him or he may go undrafted, but I think Bandy's gonna be who he was next year. Like he wasn't gonna grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's it. That's the knock on him.
Yeah,
but yeah, his 4.5 was a good time.
Yeah, I like this. I like this time for him. I was expecting to get my jokes on.
So looking at the list, I'm trying to think of who I think is going to be the first Hurricane drafted. Probably Shaq or DJ, I guess. I don't know. KJ Osborne might get drafted first.
What round do you think those guys go?
Well, I think Shaq could go in like the late third to fifth.
Remember our expectations for those guys as freshmen?
No, these are old school linebackers.
Yeah, if they played in like Urlacher or Zach Thomas days, they get drafted higher. They just can't cover, bro. They just can't cover like that.
Yeah, it's a different league now. You gotta get people like Bernie and Hopper. Them guys start playing.
And then
like
Pinkney,
athletic dudes.
And Michael Pinkney. This is something I'm hearing rumors like he didn't work out. He's been dealing with some stuff. I've heard rumors that he could be out this season with a hip.
So
he won't be drafted if that's the case.
Bird, what round you think? I think Cam Akers is going to be real special once he get an offensive line. What you think he gets drafted?
I think probably the third round, but I could see him sliding into the second.
That's about what I got.
Yeah,
I could see him sliding into the second, just depending on how the run goes on running backs. Yeah,
I think running back values went up this past year or so, man. I think running backs like showing their value again in the league, man. And it's a good opportunity for him. I think he goes second. I think he go like late second round, man, early third.
I think he could sneak in there for sure. I could see him. I wouldn't be shocked if he was a second round draft pick, but I don't think he makes it past the third. And heading into the combine, I think a lot of people were saying probably his ceiling was probably the third round. So I think his stock went up with his workout.
Nothing too. I think I don't want to have that conversation today.
Save it for Friday.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving the show.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving.
It's good content, good talk though, man. I love it, like the good conversation, but we gotta move on.
What's your biggest fanboy purchase? This was something that we had on the Monday Patreon show that we didn't get to. But what's been like your biggest fanboy purchase? This was brought up by TJ actually.
Well, I brought it up because TJ has messy socks, like church socks with soccer player's face on them. I don't know.
I thought hard about this one.
Yeah, what do you got?
So that isn't mine because Kara bought those for Christmas. So I didn't buy them. So that's not.
Oh, what is yours then, TJ?
I don't even know.
I think hold on.
It's just about sports.
Yeah.
No, what else you got? I got a framed drawing of Jay-Z. Maybe that's my biggest fucking fanboy purchase.
Yeah, mine is Jay-Z too. Mine is I went to the I can't really show shit of it now at this point, but when I thought Jay-Z was retiring and went to the Black Album tour, man, that shit was fucking next level, dog. I thought that was really the end in my mind. The girl I was dating at the time spent a shitload of money on them tickets. I hope she's doing well in life now because she put them on a credit card. Back then, and shit was crazy. That's probably my biggest fanboy purchase. And I didn't purchase it.
Did you go to one in Tampa? Did you go to stop in Tampa? Where'd you go to stop?
Where I seen him at? I seen him in
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh, it was in Miami. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I went to the Tampa one.
Oh, on the same tour.
Same tour. Yeah, same shit. Same time.
Yeah. You thought it was over too, huh? Yeah, you got both of us, bro.
Yeah.
You got both of us. That's probably my biggest fan, like Gator wise. I mean, just like sign autograph stuff, like bullshit like that. But
I think you can count in this discussion patient. Like if you set something around going to a concert out of town, going to a game out of town, maybe you could even lump that into this conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know TJ's got a couple for that.
Yeah, so I mean, I went out to the national championship in Pasadena. So I mean,
I thought you were about to say the Bama game.
Some of those have been pretty good too. I mean, Kobe's last game was about. I mean, I literally spent 24 hours in LA for that. So I mean, that counts.
That could be your biggest fan. I think that's your biggest.
That's
fan
probably
purchase.
it. Yeah.
Not only for the money aspect of it, but that takes a lot of energy to do like a cross country flight back and forth in 24 hours and catch a hoops game.
You got to pay to have a kid, so I think naming his son Brian is probably the biggest purchase, right?
Yep. And then we went to that Barcelona Real Madrid game over in Spain. I mean, we were going to Spain anyway, but like we timed the trip around that. You know, like we could have gone any time of year, but we went when that game was happening. And
TJ don't want to tell the truth to his wife on the show. That's really why he planned the trip.
She don't listen.
She
ain't got no friends that listen. Like we're safe.
I spent a lot of money on a authentic Redskins Sean Taylor jersey. Like while he was still alive. So the price probably went up by now, but while he was still alive, I spent a lot of money on that. But that's when I was in my like jersey game, authentic NFL jersey bag a little bit. So I remember spending a lot of money on that.
Yeah, the only thing I really got are autographs.
My dad got pissed. My dad got pissed because he thought it was a Florida State jersey, bro. He wasn't like, he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I don't know about fanboy purchases. I mean, when I was in high school, like I said, I used to get autographs. So the only ones I only kept like a handful. I got like a Mark McGuire signed St. Louis Cardinal jersey. I got a beautiful Mariano Rivera signed Sports Illustrated. I still got a Derek Jeter rookie card that I got signed like when he was a rookie. Like I brought the card to the stadium in 1996 or something. And I got that signed. So that's kind of cool stuff, but I wouldn't like put that as like fanboy stuff, really.
Yeah, I got a shitload of memorabilia.
Yeah. So,
I don't know,
man.
Too much of that shit.
Maybe going to Atlanta for the Alabama Florida State game.
I drove to Ohio to see Ed Reed.
Beginning of the demise, bro. That was the beginning of the end right there.
That was.
I was there for it.
Atlanta to Atlanta.
Second row seat, actually, for that.
Yeah, I drove to Ohio to see Ed Reed get in the Hall of Fame, so maybe that's it.
That's yours, for sure.
All right, what's next?
If Ray goes to the Hall of Fame, I'm going to Canton. I mean, I almost got to, but I don't know if anybody else. Who would you go to Canton for? Bird? I'd probably go for like him. I don't know, like how many? Who else?
I'm thinking about going this year. I'm thinking about going for Edgerrin James, dog. Like, it just crossed my mind.
Yeah, you should probably go to that one. I wouldn't even go to Emmett shit. Like when Emmett had
I think I'd go to.
Like, never crossed my mind. I want to go to Canton to see Emmett. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. I watch it on the tube. I'll go see Fred.
I thought about for a split second. I thought about going to Cooperstown for Ken Griffey Jr.'s. But then I was like, there's no way I'm going to text Ken Griffey Jr. and ask him if he can get me a ticket. Like, there's just no way.
Well, you just asked me.
But seriously,
RV,
I mean, that was I considered it. And who knows? He's been great to me. Like, he probably should have just shot my shot.
If Clarence gets in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we should have a tailgate, a victory roll-up tailgate.
Yeah, we'll definitely. And I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame like 4 times because my family's from Cleveland. So it's pretty cool.
And we can fly to Canton while we're there. 2 for 1.
We need to lead the push to get Clarence in because he's going to be one of those guys that definitely needs like a substantial backing to get him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So maybe we should take that up.
Whatever venue they have for his fans better be a smoke venue. I tell you that shit.
All right, let's
shows
move
be
on.
fogged out, bro.
We got to keep this show moving. Let's get to the Culture Project, which is brought to you by SeatGeek. If you guys are buying any concert tickets right now, hockey tickets, basketball tickets, or even looking for tickets for the fall for football season, go to SeatGeek and enter the promo code BIG, the number 3 roll up, and you'll get $20 off. That's promo code BIG, the number 3 roll up on SeatGeek, and you'll get $20 off. Let's get right to the Culture Project. Kev, what did we do for the Culture Project?
We made a trip up to Plant City, Florida, home of the winter strawberry, the winter strawberry capital of the world. We went up there. Anthony, fan of the show, Patreon, kind of hooked us up, got us
in. He took care of us.
We went to his house, was kicking at his house with his kids and shit. Before, but
yeah,
what we really
his daughter, shit got weird, man.
Yeah, they're
Ethan, man.
Yeah, Ethan tackled the 3-year-old girl.
She can't take him nowhere, bro. What are you gonna do with him?
Bro, this guy's a terrorist, bro. This guy's a fucking terrorist. I'm trying to explain to him, but I also get his point. Like, they were playing
Kill the Carrier.
Yeah, I can't say the name of the game, right?
2020.
Yeah, they're playing the game where everyone. What did
I gotta tell my son you can't say the other one then.
Hey, we got back in the car that night, and we were still laughing that Kev walked up to Ethan and said, like, why's your mom got to keep telling me that she's getting on to you, bro? Like, do you want me to throw you down the stairs? And like, I've never heard, I was like, that is the bet, like, because who wants to get thrown down the stairs? Like, I thought that was a really good way to tell them to chill out.
Yeah, and the best thing about it,
if you parent them right, TJ, they kind of know you kind of crazy anyway. Like, that nigga might do it.
Yeah, he don't know. I've said it a lot. That's one of those things that you don't have to, like, make an example. Like, I'll never have to throw him down the stairs for him to be scared of being thrown down the stairs. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we really went there to end the debate of the strawberry shortcake versus the strawberry biscuit, the strawberry shortcake with the biscuit or the shortcake, right?
That was actual Culture Project. Yeah.
That was the actual Culture Project. Are we ready? I got a take on that.
Yeah. So hold on. So what we did was, and shout out to all the people that took care of us at the Strawberry Festival. It was great. But do you remember the woman's name that took us around in the beginning? I want to say her name, but I can't remember it. But she took us around
Sunshine or something.
Showed us the food spots that had significance, that had been there for decades, and we had great donuts. It was crazy. Well, we can talk about the donuts for like the next 20 minutes, but then
my nephew probably talking about them donuts right now in class.
Oh, Hoodie Noah had a great time. Silk's 7-year-old nephew was just unstoppable when it came to the food. But we got to the part of the Culture Project where we got to make our own strawberry shortcake, and you get in line, and it's kind of like a buffet line, and you start by telling them what you want your base as. So you can either get strawberry shortcake or the biscuit. So we paid for 4. So we did 2 biscuit and 2 strawberry shortcake. And then you go through the line, dress your strawberry shortcake with strawberries. They slice them like almost paper thin, and they're sitting in all that strawberry juice and whatnot. And then you scoop that on, and then you go to the next station, which is the cream. I was a little heavy-handed with it. You guys did a little bit better. And you put the cream on top, and then you go to the very last lady, and she drops the strawberry.
Yeah, that's the understatement of the fucking year, huh? A little heavy-handed, Berg.
This man Berg brings over his strawberry little platter shit. And I was like, bro, I'm thinking he just had a bowl of whipped cream to go with the strawberry shortcake. We're going to, like, make our own shit. I was like, making little stations. He's like, nah, this is it. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is the cake and the strawberries? You dig down after, like, 8 inches of whipped cream, you get, like, 2 strawberries.
So what had happened was, when it was my turn to scoop out the cream, the guy came in with a whole new, like, bucket of cream, and the ladle thing was already in there. And instead of like me scooping a little bit of cream off the top, the whole ladle had cream like a foot high on it. So I'm trying to like dump a little off, but the two ladies are like looking at me, want me to keep going. So I just dumped the whole thing of cream on there.
And then one more scoop is what it looked like.
I'm
like
practically non-dairy. I'm borderline lactose intolerant. So like this was not ideal for me at all. But we get outside. Long story short, we're gonna have this on video. Our videographer Romeo, shout out Romeo. He had it all. He got it all, and the four of us kind of stood in a line, and we did a taste test. And heading into the event, we talked about it last time. I said I had a little inside source. I said I had people telling me that have been to this that you got to go with the biscuit. And I said I'm going with the biscuit. And last week's show, I think it was 1 biscuit to 3 shortcakes. You guys all thought shortcake was the way to go. But after doing the experiment, where do you guys stand on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with biscuit. They don't make biscuit like on a strawberry shortcake on the ice cream cone, so I still kind of got to ride with cake. But they got to change the name as well, though. They can't just be calling it a cake when it's a biscuit. I don't know how it's a shortcake with no cake. That's why I got confused at. But yeah, it slapped. The biscuit's where it's at for several reasons.
Biscuit for me too. The cake is good. The shortcake shit's good too. Don't get me fucking wrong, but that biscuit shit just slaps a little bit different. The cake's just too sweet, bro. I like to have the little mix up with the biscuit.
And the biscuit also holds up the whole time. Like the cake,
they don't get soggy.
The cake a little soggy. Not that there was anything like it was like just sogged out, but the biscuit.
No, yours was soggy. Yours was like all we had was whipped cream, bro. I don't even know.
Bro, it was hot. Like mine was about to milk and turn into it was about to turn into a whole cereal situation. I think. Like I was about to have a bowl.
It was cereal. It was cereal. They knew you guys could have seen the city guy there brought out here to the country with this big ass thing of whipped cream. You don't even know how to fucking shortcake.
You remember when shout out Parksdale Farms, they gave us a bunch of strawberries. Imagine if they would have seen that mountain of whipped cream. He wouldn't have given
strawberries out of my hand.
One strawberry. He said, just go get some Cool Whip, bro. Go get this guy Cool Whip. Happy.
Yeah, you're at the wrong festival, bro.
Yeah. Which one was I at?
Byrne at a fetish festival, bro. That's where you was at.
All right,
the hell you got a fetish going on with all this whipped cream, bro? It's not the type of party, Byrne.
What was your favorite? Oh, okay. Let's talk about what we did after the Culture Project. After the Culture Project, we went and played some games. And I was going to say, we didn't really play as many games as we just handed over some money for very little. We got very little out of it, I would say.
Yeah.
Those games
we got Bobby Button out there,
we started playing basketball, which everybody knows the rims are kind of bent in a little bit and all that. But those rims were also 12 foot high.
This is 12, 13 minimum, bro.
Minimum.
They mask it with the shit, the way it goes up and the way they got the nets and shit around it. It's just like 13 feet. I've been shooting like every day with my son, so I know like my shit been wet. And I'm like, I got my shit gauged up pretty good. I'm shooting. I'm like, why my shit airballing, bro?
Every time.
Like,
I know, man. If I'm 15 feet away, all I got to do is get a little bit of bend in my knees and flick the wrist. It's going to hit the rim. This shit, like... like your body even knows, like your eyes and everything even know. I remember like spinning the ball, and you know, like if it's a 10-foot goal, like you're just gonna get it up and you're gonna flick it real quick.
Yeah.
But, like, my eyes could tell this just ain't right. And I did like the little bend in my knees, spin the ball, just flick my wrist, and it was like 5 feet short.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's just no way.
I almost fought one of those dudes in high school, bro.
None of us made a single shot, right?
No.
Nope. And we did
it's
2
a hustle, man. Like that's why I don't play those games, bro. That's just a hustle, dog. They got some.
Yeah, but I was kind of like soaked there because I had just been shooting like that week, so I knew my shit was on point, though. Because I was hitting the rim, I was fucking going out. I think the ball. I didn't see nobody make one though, so nobody. I kind of kept an eye on that shit.
Yeah, nobody was making them shit. It's just a hustle. The rims warped, the balls are warped. The shit's 13 feet high. A lot of shit going on, bro.
And I'm like, oh, you got to hit the back. Well, guess what? If you're going to aim at the backboard, you're shooting about 14, 15 foot.
And this is how they get you, bro. If you with your girl and you shooting air balls, it's like, fuck, I can't go out like this.
Right.
Here's
Like, no,
20 more,
I
bro.
got this. I got this.
Yeah, you just keep paying because you get embarrassed. You with your girl, she want a teddy bear, you airballing. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Next thing you know, you're $100 deep with no toy.
So the guy kind of felt bad, I think, because he knew it was a scam. So he gave us the fucking prizes anyway. Like, he got this big ass ball.
Man, here y'all
I
boys
was
go.
thinking about that. They probably do that if they know they netted a certain amount. The balls that he gave Ethan in Harlem were probably worth about $1.50 a piece. And we sat there and did 2 rounds at $5 a piece times 4 of us.
No,
So we
like
dropped a
6 of
good
us,
bit of
He's
money.
paying for the kids too, bro. TJ was throwing in like some bucks for the kids to get up their goofy ass shots. We can't even hit the rim. The kids want to try it. Like, bro. I tell Harlem, like, bro, like, trust me, bro, that goes high as fuck. You see your pops wetting that shit at the park. Now look.
Now look.
Now look at us.
Goofy out here, man.
Yeah, that was very emasculating. It was also like our first it was our first go at all the games, and we didn't notice how much of a scam all these games are. Because when we went, this wasn't even the biggest scam. The biggest scam went to the fucking water shooter thing, and we started. We all sit down. There's 7 of us playing. It's $5 a piece, and the guy goes, "All right, and go." And our little water gun starts squirting out like a piss of water. 5 seconds, the buzzer goes off, and he says this guy won. Mind you, we're playing this game. Most games have like an escalator, like something that you can watch, and it gets to the top, and then that's how you know who wins. This game had none of that. It was just the carny picked some obligatory player just to win the game. And who was it? Kev or Silk acted like they won, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, I act like I won because I didn't see anything that I'm like, how do we know if we won? So I just jumped up like I won when the buzzer went off. But he gave it to somebody else. So I don't know what he was looking at, but this shit felt like a hustle.
Yeah, I thought you won too, for what it's worth.
Because I
hustled like hard on that one.
Yeah.
Nah, because I just felt like you hit the target right away. It took me a second to get my aim right.
Got you.
All right, let's wrap it up. Overall, would you go back to the Plant City Strawberry Festival? I say yes, I would go back.
Yeah, I think I'd go back.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm with the shits like next year. I could pull up again.
Yeah,
we know TJ would go back. We don't even need to ask.
I'm not playing none of the games next year though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't with that shit. I'm cool on the games.
Yeah,
no games.
All those games.
I'm gonna hang out.
Yeah.
Go upstairs, hang out with my friends up there, the older ladies of the Strawberry Festival who really make it happen, and the food.
Yeah, the food was really good. It was great because we had somebody taking us around to kind of show us like this is where you want to eat, because there are definitely some of those stands that are just carny food, but they also had some other representation that are like kind of staples of the fair.
Man,
and we got to eat at those
donuts,
places.
bro.
The Amish donuts,
fucking
wow.
donuts.
Whew.
I gotta find some Amish people around here, bro. I fucks with Jupiter Donuts, you know what I'm saying? 561 staple around here. Them shits the shits. But them motherfuckers,
shits.
Bro, them Amish Donuts was next level. The dough wasn't all the way done. It was like real, like doughy. Like
but the outside was crispy, kind of. That shit was legit. But the outside was kind of.
The outside was crispy.
Right.
That shit was.
Oh my! And then they had the hot glaze going, and oh my god! It was just drip. It reminded me like of a. No, I'm not even gonna say it, but. I was gonna compare it to like a Bukkake film, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to do that on the regular show.
Do that. Yeah,
save that for.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, let's not do that. We got life coach. What's next?
We'll save that. We
need a life coach now. We got a question.
Okay.
Do we have a project for this week?
Ooh. culture project for this week. I want to do this thing called Ancestry.com, and it'll be a cool way to go back. Can we do Ancestry.com?
Order them,
One of
bro.
those sites. One of those sites. Yeah, we gotta order them, Bird. You keep
I've
flexing. like
given
you
the
gonna buy
go-ahead.
them motherfuckers, then you.
I've given the go-ahead for this order.
I mean,
No, dog. You gotta go order them. Like,
order them.
You giving the go ahead? We'll give the credit card information. I'll order them. Send me your shit, bro.
Okay, I am going to order them. I thought TJ was going to order them, but yeah, I can order them. Are they like $100 a piece, or are they like $500 a piece?
now you want to do math and shit, bro. All this time you've been committed to the cause. Now you want to do math, bro.
I have no idea how much they are, bro. We'll look it up.
About $200, bro. About $180.
I really want to do that. What are some other culture projects that we love?
I like that one. I like the Ancestry one.
I like the Ancestry one.
Let's slide with that one. It takes like 10 weeks to come back, so we got to do that with like another one because that shit takes like 10 weeks. We're going to be able to report back for like a couple months.
Okay.
So we'll figure something else.
Is there anything else that we could do while we wait for these? Like we did the float tank, we did the yoga, we did the vegan. Is there something along those lines that we're missing out on that we could do?
Oh, I'm
sure.
sure.
Some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I do acupuncture. I think that's it.
Yeah, I already done acupuncture.
You've never?
No, I've already done it. Yeah, I've done that in cup acupuncture as well.
I have acupuncture scheduled for Monday, so that'd be convenient for me.
I don't think TJ and Kev like.
Yeah, I'm not on that right now, bro. I'm not on the acupuncture shit. We'll just have to come up with something.
All right, we'll come up with something for Friday on the Friday show, and we'll tweet it out. We'll let you guys know if you're poor, not on Patreon. But let's get to the life coach segment, and this is we got a new title sponsor on the life coach segment, and I'm excited to announce that Byrne Mallory Attorneys at Law are the new life coach advertisers, and they will be with us for a while. Byrne Mallory specializes in family law, criminal defense, probate, or business. And you can schedule a case consultation now if you call 727-820-1688. That's Byrne Mallory Attorneys at Law. They're young lawyers that are ready to take your case and give you the personal attention your situation needs. Whether it's a domestic violence injunction, child support, contested will, weapons charges, possession, stalking, divorce, paternity, DUI, BUI, whatever it is, Byrne Mallory can help. A lot of these lawyers never actually go to court. Byrne Mallory is battle tested. Call their offices at 727-820-1688 or check out their website at byrnemallory.com. That's BYRNEMALLORY.com.
Yeah, they must definitely listen to the show and need life coach questions just by the list of crimes you said that they defend.
I like it. Gun charges, and if your wife wants to divorce you over the gun charges, they got you both.
Yeah. They got you on all that shit, bro.
DUI or a BUI, they got you.
Yeah, that bitch driving you crazy. Now you drunk driving. We got you, bro.
Yeah, so Derek is I've known Derek for a while. Derek's one of the attorneys, and he's also going to be kind of like our attorney on retainer. Anytime that we got law questions moving forward, like the big case with the Cleveland Brown offensive tackle that got arrested for 150 pounds of marijuana. In that situation, I'd love to get Derek on and just ask, like, how do you even defend someone?
I like it.
It wasn't me. You got to go with the Shaggy defense.
Yeah, I would love to get his knowledge on pick his brain about weed charges. I would like to know.
So Byrne Mallory, if you guys got any issues, give them a call, 727-820-1688. They'll be with us for the foreseeable future. Glad to have them on. All right, let's get to the life coach questions.
Life coach question. My good friend is a high-level jiu-jitsu brown belt, right before a black belt at the gym that I train at. He's been struggling in competition and thinks it's because our gym's top-level guys haven't been training him hard over the last 6 months, and he needs more frequent competition. He's helped build the gym and is a big part of it. My other good friend is a world champ black belt owner of the gym who isn't training hard at the moment and doesn't get along with the first friend as well. My brown belt friend is about to leave the gym and go somewhere else because he thinks the training is better. He's given up on waiting for the other to start training harder again. I think he's leaving a great situation which he's helped build and isn't thinking big picture. Should I get in between the two and try and get them on good terms, or just let him make his decision and live with it?
I think he is thinking big picture, bro. I think the small-minded person would say just stay where you're comfortable, stay where you help build the gym. But I think he's thinking bigger. Like, he's thinking about himself. He's thinking about, like, I need someone who's going to train me harder, so I got to go find that shit.
How long have they all been friends? Did it say that in the beginning? But it sounds like they have some history, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes you got to be a little selfish. You know what I'm saying? Look out for you. Big picture, you can't get bigger than himself. You know what I'm saying? If he got bigger dreams and want to work harder, that's something he's pushing himself in the rest of the gym now. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes you got to be around that same energy, the same type of, you know what I'm saying, want to get better, want to train harder. If not, you become complacent. I'm with Kev, man. I think he is looking big picture, bro.
If he feel like he's reached his ceiling there and he's outgrown that gym, then it's time to go somewhere with bigger dreams.
Yeah, all change ain't bad change. You can still be friends. You work out different gyms, you know?
Yeah, I agree with what the guys are saying. The only maybe thing that I would add to it was he asked, should I get in between the two? And I would say yes, but not. I wouldn't get in between the two to convince one or the other of their decision. I would get in between the two because it sounds like y'all are all friends and have been for a while. I would more or less just try to get everybody to sit down and communicate better on like what their intentions are, because sometimes when you don't talk and you let things go, you can start to like form opinions of maybe things that aren't really happening. And you could be looking at this guy and being like, oh, well, he's leaving us. But once you hear his side of the story, you might be like, you know what? It's right. You need to go. And you guys should, at the end of the day, no matter what everybody does, it's important to remain friends and understand what you built, and that not everything's forever. You can't expect people to just sit in the same position forever. But if you sit there and communicate and maybe talk it out, you all come to an understanding and nobody will be mad at each other.
Yeah, everybody grown. Y'all all grown men. Sit down, have a conversation. Obviously, he's expressed. He had the information that the guy is just feeling like he's not being pushed at the gym, so that's been talked about. A resolve is pretty much what you need to figure out. If that's him leaving and going to a different gym because he feel he needs to grow more. Like, how do you change that opinion? You know, so you can't change. How you change his mind on that?
No, because even if your boy, the black belt, was like, oh, okay, I'll start training you harder. Then until what point till he falls back into that complacency? So if he feels like he's complacent now, I just don't think there's a conversation. Even if he starts training hard for the next month, then I think it's a conversation you'll still have in 6 months.
Yeah, maybe the grass ain't greener too. Maybe he leaves and goes to the other gym and like, okay, these motherfuckers ain't training hard either. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But yeah, I would get in. Like Berg said, I would get in between. I would like try to get all parties to sit down and have a cool-headed conversation, and then just go from there, man. I think you guys will figure it out from there. If he feels at the end of the conversation that he still needs to go elsewhere to better himself, you just got to respect that. This is what it is.
Next up, started a new job in December, and ever since I started, I've been harassed for how I talk by one of the guys I work with. Not how long, just how he talks. He's getting made fun of for how he talks. Then he brought it up to his boss's attention and found out last Friday they don't feel like it's a good fit, and I have 3 weeks to find a new job. Any advice?
They don't like the way you talk. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, accent-wise?
It means kind of like, it sounds like he's got a discrimination case, and he might want to hit up ByrneMallory.com and see see what he can get going at 727-820-1688.
Absolutely.
Like, then what does that mean? They don't like the way I talk. Like, what? Like, is he cursing people
Like
out, or
maybe
is
he
it
has
his
a speech
accent?
impediment. Maybe he's super Southern. Maybe he has, maybe he, has an accent. I don't know. That's the way I took it. I mean, it sounds fucked up. It sounds like he's just trying
Like,
to,
cause
he's
I don't
trying
like
to
the
go
way
to work and have a job. And
I don't like the way you talk and go like that can mean a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I can not like the way you talk to me. Like sometimes I tell my wife that I don't like the way you talk to me, motherfucker. Like sometimes you got attitude a lot. You know what I'm saying? You snapping a little bit, your head moving and shit. So like, how you talk can mean a lot of shit. You feel me? Some motherfuckers talk with their hands, and you may not like. I'm a little fidgety, bro. You can't be moving your hands and talking aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it means. I need more.
Some people are a little too aggressive when they talk. Like, yo,
yeah.
Well, I don't know what you're trying to put out right now, but it seems like you're fucking getting real aggressive with me, dog. So sit down.
You move your hands a lot.
I don't know what that means. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, I don't. If it's just some accent shit, bro, like hit up bird people. I think you can sue the hell out of them if they just say you sound like ghetto or country or something. They can't do that shit because they had to interview you. Like, how did they interview you? Didn't I talk to you? Like,
yeah, it's fucked up.
What's your advice, Bird?
But if you got 3 weeks to get a job, hit up Dan Thompson. He'll work up your resume for you, bro. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, we can help. Like we should get some fees from all this. Like we're just out here helping people for real. Dan can get you a job, and then Derek can sue you for discrimination. No, but in all seriousness,
to get Dan Thompson's resume advice, you got to be a Steady Miguel patron.
Yeah, there you go. In all seriousness, though, this sounds like you really do have something that needs to be checked out. We don't have the full story, but I would definitely call Derek.
Or we can help find you a speech therapist. Either way, dog, we gotta figure this shit out. So give us more information so I can know if it's like if you saying strawberry instead of strawberry, like that type of shit, and they tell you putting the K behind the S. You just probably need a speech therapist or work on your speech, bro. But if it's some other shit, you might got a lawsuit, bro. Like Berg said. So, but if you talk with your hands and like a little aggressive and stand up and roll your neck and do some shit like that, like that could be a thing too, bro. Body language.
Cracking your knuckles and shit while you're talking. Like, what the fuck you got going on?
I don't like the way you talk to me, bro. If it's that, I don't like the way you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I get it, because I don't like the way people talk to me sometimes too, dog. And it don't be the way they like speak, just body mannerisms and attitude.
All right, the next question. TJ had to run, so I'm going to finish these out. Wife was born and raised in LA. All her family is in Southern California. We live in Tampa now. Everything's going gravy, but she misses her folks and has been sad lately. She wants to go back. I love LA, but cost of living and traffic is no motherfucking joke. Should I just tell her to suck it up or let your moms come stay for a hot little minute?
Okay, so shit's going all gravy in Tampa. Tell your moms to suck it up. I don't like the way this guy talks.
Should I tell her to suck it up or let the moms come stay for a hot little minute?
You kind of feel like he's cracking his knuckles a little bit.
Oh, man. Hey, we're going to do a coronavirus check-in, bro, but you might want to go to LA, bro. I heard Tampa might fucking be infected.
No, you got to find a happy medium on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your wife, like, that's so far away from home, Cali and Tampa is not a median. So I think y'all need to find some type of middle ground where, like, maybe y'all move to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Try to parlay that shit, you know? But you got to get close to LA for, you know what I'm saying? If she's a family type person, like, nothing's going to fix that shit besides being close to family. Like, I want to move away too, but my wife want to be around her family, bro. So happy wife, happy life, bro. Them cheeks just slap different when she can see her family and shit.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I mean, it's just,
I think
Anything's going good in Tampa. That's just a long fucking ways away, LA, man.
That's long, bro. That's far.
Yeah,
That's
and if you can bring moms by for a hot little minute and make her feel a little bit more comfortable in Tampa, knowing that, okay, maybe my mom can just make this trip, you know, maybe you don't have to move to LA.
Oh, that plane ticket, that bitch is. That's the real ass. It's not, you're not jumping on goddamn the frontier real quick.
I don't know, man. Back in the day, I used to get, I don't know if they still do this, but there used to be Southwest $99 one-way tickets direct from Tampa to LA. You had to get it on special. Like it wasn't like just a thing, but.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother little thing. That's a whole nother thing, though. Buying a mother-in-law a one-way ticket, there's got to be an end date there.
I'm saying $99 one way.
It's got to be an end date.
So you get a $200 round trip.
Yeah, you better figure that shit out, bro.
Yeah, two one ways.
Like I couldn't live like the moving. Like I don't want you like to do that. The moving the in-law, because that could be a whole nother shit. Like shit going gravy. Then the in-laws get there. It might be some women right shit that spark up in your living room, bro.
Yeah, then you definitely are not gonna like the way they're talking to you, because then they'll gang up on you. It's not even your house anymore.
Yeah.
Be walking on eggshells and you know.
You might as well move to LA when mom comes. Pull the okie doke on her. Move the mom to Tampa, and then you move by yourself to LA. All right, next question.
What the hell wrong with Bird, bro?
Bird's trying to get his boy some divorce fucking clients.
He gonna fuck up their lives more so they can really need an attorney and shit.
Yeah, but I like it though. Yeah, way to work for the sponsors, Berg.
All right, life coach. I found out last week my 6-year-old dog has cancer and likely only has a few months to live. This is the first pet I've had that will pass away. My question is, what should I do after she passes? Find a good spot to bury her or have her cremated and keep her ashes? Also, this is basically my best friend, so this is also hard. I can relate directly to this story, but I'll let you guys go first.
Yeah, man. It's tough losing fucking pets, bro. I had a dog, American Eskimo, that we grew up with. We called him Fluffy. Fucking dope ass dog, the dopest dog ever to live. I don't give a fuck what Berg's story says after my shit. This is the dopest dog ever lived. And we fucking grew up with him. And when he died, I never thought about that shit. Like, would I cry if a dog died and shit? But I fucking cried like a baby, dog. And I was a grown ass man. I was probably like 22 when he died. But that shit was sad as fuck, man. And I think we took him to the pound. And they kind of put him, so we didn't get a burial site or anything like that. We did our own little thing. We didn't do nothing weird like a real funeral, but I mean, we all sat around and talked about memories and shit of the dog. But yeah, it's rough, man. It's gonna feel like you lost a family member.
Kev, have you ever had to deal with this?
Yeah, we had dogs growing up, miniature schnauzers. When we had to go put them to sleep, we kind of buried them in the backyard of the family house. I guess it's up to you with the cremated thing or burial, but we kind of just did it at the house, or at my aunt's house actually. She had a little bit more land. Yeah, and we just did we didn't all go out there and have no funeral or nothing, but like my dad buried dogs in the backyard. And yeah, the same thing, kind of talked about him. I haven't really had a dog since. I'm not ready for that type of heartbreak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just shy away from it than put myself through it again, even though the time with the dog's really good, but just that.
Yeah, dogs are the shit, man. They really are.
And
yeah, we grew up without any pets. Me and my brother were active in sports and stuff. So like my parents we didn't have any pets growing up, never. And when I went to Florida State, my very first semester there, I'm 18 years old, and some kid couldn't take care of his dog. So he says, hey, I'm bringing him over. He's a 3-month-old Rottweiler. This kid gives me for free a 3-month-old Rottweiler. Well, come to find out, he's half Rottweiler, half Doberman as he grew up. And I got him when I was 18 years old, living up in Tallahassee by myself. So he was like literally my dog. And exactly what you guys said, or what Silk said, I never in my wildest dreams like imagined what's going to happen when this dog passes away. So he's my best friend. Like I grew up in college with him. I'm the guy that's out at AJ's happy hour in Tallahassee. that would take a cab ride home just to go feed my dog and then come back. And it was hard. He died at 8 years old. I had to put him down. I made the decision by myself. I had gone on vacation and came back after 8 days and saw my dog. He was a 125-pound dog in his prime, and he was down to like 60 pounds when I put him down. And I just came back from vacation. I looked at him and I was like, this isn't how I should live. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I decided to bring my dog down there by myself to the vet. It was my dog. I didn't have any family with me. I felt it was appropriate to do it that way. I put my dog down. This is in 2009. And I remember this vividly. I went by myself down to the water. I went to the beach and I was listening to Citizen Cope, Sideways. And I internalized it a lot. I had him cremated. I didn't really share the whole experience with a lot of people at the time. My friend, it was just a very personal thing. So that's why I felt like I can really relate to this. And then to answer your question, I had him cremated. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to spread his ashes around the apartment complex that I lived. We used to always take the dogs out back. There's a big open space where they would run and everything. And I decided, because I go back up to Tallahassee all the time, that one of the times I was up there, I was going to spread his ashes. And that's how I did it. And he was my best friend. He made it through college. I moved to Tampa with him and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't, like Kev said, I haven't gotten a dog since. And the reason I haven't gotten a dog since is because I feel like I need that buffer. Like, he was too close to me. I need to have kids and a family, and it be like the family dog. Like, I don't think right now or anytime soon I could have a dog where it's just me and him again.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Dogs the shit.
It was crazy. It was
Yeah,
a crazy
I
experience.
never thought like that shit. I was like, growing up a kid, like, I had dogs, but it's different when you get a real ass dog. So we had random dogs around the fucking neighborhood and shit, but it wasn't, it was outdoors dog. Well, I got a real ass dog that was fucking every day you came home, met you at the door, barking and shit. And then, and you know what I'm saying? Get a little annoying. You leave your fucking food down. He fucking eats your cheeseburgers and shit. Like, damn, this motherfucker's smooth. And one day he's just gone, dog. Fluffy was a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the
Dogs, dogs will do it to you. And I don't think any of us assume, I didn't have any. When you're 18 years old and you get your dog, you definitely don't think like, oh, if he dies in 8 years, he only lived to be 8. That's a short life for a dog. They're crazy, man. I don't want to read the name. I'll keep this anonymous, but thoughts and prayers out to you. It's not an easy thing to do, but you'll get through it.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Just don't go jump into smaller paws.
Yeah.
Jump from pause to pause. Just vibe a little bit. Breathe.
Don't be that guy. Yeah, don't be that guy.
Don't be that
It's out
guy.
here just randomly grabbing up fucking pound puppies and shit, dog. You gotta let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah, man.
So we've been doing our, and that's it for the life coach questions. Those were good. A little sad at the end there, but those were some good questions.
So we spent longer on that than the fucking combine.
Yeah. So do we want to do the coronavirus? I've been doing this on every Friday show for the last 3 weeks. We've been doing our coronavirus update segment. Should we keep that Friday only, or should we go into it now?
Oh, I feel like we need a fucking midweek update, dog.
Yeah, let's talk about it. We can't.
Bro, let me just. So yesterday I get to work
up a little bit, and now y'all got that shit out there, Byrne. So let's talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, I get to work yesterday. We'll get to Byrne because he's in like immediate danger here. But I get to work yesterday, and I went a little bit late, like 9 o'clock, and there's fucking a reporter with a cameraman perusing the fucking parking lot, like asking people how they're preparing for the coronavirus. Because if you don't know yet, Publix is out of sanitizer. Like it's a thing now. Like all the sanitizer's gone.
Yeah, people washing their hands is a thing now. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's
We're back to where we belong.
So the media's hyping it up a little bit, but Publix is eating, bro. If we get sanitizer, we're gonna price gouge on that shit.
This is funny.
No, we're not.
Rose
I'm
is
not a
crazy.
public spokesman. No, we're not.
Everything's developing so fast that we'll probably do another coronavirus update on Friday. But here's where things stand as of Tuesday. I know we're taping this on Wednesday, but as of Tuesday, there's over 100 cases that have been detected nationwide. That's in the U.S. At least 9 patients have died, and they've all died in the state of Washington. North Carolina just reported its first case, while New York has confirmed a second case on Tuesday. Worldwide, it's just going fucking crazy. Although China is reporting a decline in reported infections. Now, do you guys think that the infections in China are declining, or China just stopped reporting on infections? Which one are you going to take?
I haven't thought about it. I don't got a take on that yet.
All right.
Me neither.
You thought about it. What you
Should
got?
put that on the question,
South Carolina. South
Just bring
Korea.
that on me at the last minute. I don't know.
South Korea has budgeted $9.8 billion to help affected businesses. We've talked about on the Friday show how hard Iran has been hit by this. 8% of Iran's parliament has the coronavirus. And the Iran stuff was crazy because the stuff was crazy because Iran's deputy minister of health was seen on video. Like they're talking to the TV station, and the deputy minister's on camera coughing. And the guy went on to get the virus and die a couple days later. So there's a lot going on in a couple countries. Italy's another one that is having a high infection rate, and Tokyo, Japan, could be impacted heavily with the 2020 Olympics. They're talking about delaying the 2020 Olympics. Are we worried yet? What are we?
No, I'm not worried about shit, bro. You should be worried. That shit right around your neck of the woods, bro. Trump lives here, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep all the government gonna keep that shit away from here. We should be straight.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm still not worried.
I think there's more. I think Corona. I think they're taking a big hit right now. Apparently, like business wise, motherfuckers like the numbers is dropping.
Yeah, like who the fuck named it that? If I was Corona, I'd be calling Burns and what's our lawyer friends?
Derek Byrne.
Yeah, because no, who gets to name it that? What if they just named it like the Big 3 roll-up virus, bro? I'd be fucking pissed.
No, I actually like it.
Yeah, no publicity is bad publicity.
Definitely not, bro. I'll take the Big 3 roll-up virus, bro. They ain't killed that many people.
Yeah, but I'm
not nervous yet, Berg. I'm not nervous. I don't know when I would get nervous. We was out there here, Hillsborough County, and we was out there Plant City, man. We could have been amongst we gotta stay out from out there, Kev. Venturing out there, not even knowing they got Corona shit floating around in the air. So
yeah,
I might not be leaving these Palm Beach areas for a minute.
I've spent more time in Tampa in the last 3 months than I have in my life. So if I get it, bro, I'm definitely blaming it on that shit. Berg,
we done with the beer virus?
Yeah, I think so. Bernie Sanders is out here making promises. It's promise season on the campaign trail. And Bernie has said he wants to legalize weed and expunge marijuana records. This is a quote from Bernie Sanders. "We have a criminal justice system today that is not only broken, it's racist. More people are in jail in any other country on earth." He's talking about America. "The U.S. has more people in jail than any country on earth, including China." He attributed that to a horrific war on drugs. And he says, "On my first day in office, through executive order, we will legalize marijuana in every state in this country. We will move forward to expunge the records of those arrested for possession of marijuana, and we will make certain that the legalized marijuana industry is not controlled by a handful of corporations, but by those people in the African American community, the Latino community, the Native American community. Those people who have suffered the most will get the help in order to make money through a legalized marijuana industry." Does Bernie get your vote off of this just alone?
Although I have endorsed Bernie Sanders, I have publicly endorsed Bernie Sanders. I do not think we will ever get to know if this promise is real or not, because I don't think we'll ever see his first day in office. That's all.
Yeah, I hate political takes, bro. I really do. But yeah, I don't even know if Bernie can do that. I don't think he can expunge state records from a federal position. I don't even think that you can do that. Like if it's a state charge, I don't know if he can even do that. All that shit sounds great. I hope he does win and do like that shit he said he's doing. But I don't know, man. All this shit is goofy to me. It's all just distraction of the real problems in this country, man. All this goofy shit's going on with politics.
So it's all a distraction from the dairy industry?
I ain't say shit about the dairy industry. The real problems.
About the real problems with this
I don't want to get
country.
into all the political talk, but the shit, like, even like the weed shit, dog, like.
I'm just fucking around.
Like, what do we. Bernie's just saying anything to get black votes at this point.
Okay. Which is a better promise? Building a wall and having Mexico pay for it.
There's no question here. You know where I stand here, Bird. Give me my 40 pounds.
You really dislike Mexicans that much that you'd rather have a wall?
No, motherfucker, I want the weed.
Oh,
I
thought you said you know where I stand. I thought you really disliked Mexicans.
Oh, you thought you stood on this side of the
Mexicans
wall?
is cool. Don't start no beef with the Mexicans, bro. Me and the Mexicans are cool. I fucks with the Mexicans heavy. There's no beef with me and the Migos, dog, at all. They're my brethren.
No, the Migos are located in Atlanta.
Nah, Migos in South Florida is the Mexicans. That's what we call them, Migos. Chico Amigo, that's their name. If you don't know their name, if you said Jose and Hector and they say nah, they my name, you just say, all right, Migo, check this out.
Absolutely.
So what's Joe Biden promising us?
He ain't not a weed or a wall, bro. So he ain't.
No, I think Biden. Last night. I mean, I don't want to get to politics, but I think Biden is getting like all the young black votes, like Super Tuesday. Like Biden's gonna be the guy. I think he's just got what people. Biden's just got Obama's endorsement.
Does he though?
I think.
Does
I don't know.
I mean, why does Barack Obama endorse Biden?
Oh, he endorsed him, put him on his in the
office.
I'll
be at the black people meetings. I can tell y'all, bro.
Yeah,
y'all
but you
not at the black meetings, dog.
You don't see Obama out there. You don't see Obama saying shit about Joe Biden right now.
I don't know who he's talking about.
It's hard to endorse any of these balls right now, bro. Let's be real, man. I don't know what Biden's running on, but if he's winning after my man just promised weed and shit to be freed up, bro, I don't know what else he could do. Like that's the shit to get us. Apparently to him, what else can he do, bro? What can you offer the streets?
He's gonna have
up in the cold
shit
we got
real
up
soon.
in the cold,
We'll
bro.
see. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
All right,
Bird's political updates. Be back next week. We'll let you know who's ahead in the polls. And this is a segment I think I'm viable. I just got a few jokes here and there to throw in. Man. I don't really have a take here with this stuff. But shout out to Bernie and Biden.
Did you guys see that Deontay Wilder has officially exercised his rematch clause with Tyson Fury? So the Wilder Fury 3 looks like it's going to be set for sometime in July. 2 questions. Are you going to watch it? And do you think Fury, or I should say Wilder, has a chance? Do you think?
No, I don't think Wilder's going to learn how to box in a few months.
But are you going to watch?
I'm definitely going to watch him get his ass whooped. I got to see the goofy costumes and shit come out with all that shit, bro. It's entertaining. But I don't see he just changed his corner too fast. Just lost. I think he needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll win, but he always has a chance just because that he calls it the Alabama hammer, his right hand. So, like they talk about puncher's chance.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't
he
think
has a chance.
Will you watch it?
Just because he could knock him out, but I don't think he'll win. And I don't think I'll watch.
Did you watch any of the first 2, Kev?
I watched the last one. Yeah, we watched it. That was like 2 weeks ago, right? Me and Bethany had the kids weren't with us, so we went out and watched it at a friend's house. But no, the first one I didn't watch. I'm just basing mine off of just memes and whatnot. That's my take.
How much did they get paid for this one? What, like, how does it compare to Mayweather's purse?
Yeah, the heavyweight boxers not getting purses like that, man. I'm pretty sure they're getting paid a lot of money, but welterweight, those guys are the superstars, and that's who sell the tickets. It's probably gonna be around whatever they got paid this time, man. I don't think they sell any more extra pay-per-views off of this shit. It's too quick. I don't think it was an exciting match last time. The stoppage was some fuck shit. Like, I don't know, I'm just not excited about it.
I think it'll be less, actually.
Yeah.
I think it'll be less pay-per-views.
Yeah. And then Wilder's being goofy anyway right now. Like, everything he's saying and doing is just goofy, bro. Like, he didn't lose gracefully. He's losing like a chump. Like, the hype is dying, man. Everybody know you can't box. You could drown him, man. If you know how to box and stay away. And Furry's a big motherfucker, dog. That's a big ass dude. How much bigger he was than Wilder was wild to me. I was like, God damn, that's a big white boy, man. Shout out to Furry. Shout out to the weird people that made that shit weird though. Like some people when Wilder lost, they was like making it like some extra black shit. Like y'all happy to see a black man? No, bro, he's got his ass whooped, man. Sometimes it's just a sport. It's just boxing, bro. Like,
it's Black History Month, though. It's a sensitive time.
Nah, it's really not.
All right. Well, here's a battle for the ages. Talking about Wilder Fury 3. Did you guys see what got going this week? It was Spike Lee versus the New York Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks.
They'll fuck up anything.
Bro, nobody wants to be a Knicks.
Didn't they do this shit to Oakley?
I don't know if he was ever denied. Was he? I mean, denied. Back. Yeah, and he was like part of the organization at one point.
He's like in the front legend.
Yeah, the Knicks. I mean, with Brooklyn signed Kyrie and Kevin Durant. So those people are going to start bandwagoning the Nets anyway. And then you take the one guy who wants to be like a super fan, Spike Lee, and not let him in the building. Like, if I was a Knicks fan, I would want some answers here. Some ownership change or whatnot. The Knicks are a joke, bro. And Spike wants to be a fan. He's paid, God knows how much money he spent on them fucking tickets for 30 fucking years, courtside to Madison Square Garden. And for him not to be let in, bro, it's something crazy had to have went down.
Yeah, I mean, they said they told Spike that he couldn't use the employees' entrance and elevators and shit. He had to go to like VIP area like everybody else. So Spike was really walking around the place like he owned the joint, but still, you can't. Even if Spike was wrong and he's on this little press run, I think as an organization and how shitty they running things, they should just hit Spike up behind the scenes to fix whatever they needed to fix instead of putting out a statement that was on some like a recruiting note type shit they put out.
Handle your business. That's what it kind of felt like. Like, why is this spilling out into the public? Of course, it's New York. Of course, it's Spike. Of course, the Knicks are down and they're easy to kick. But yeah, you gotta treat your. I mean, Spike Lee is a pillar of the New York Knicks fan base. Like you got to treat him differently. You got to treat Charles Oakley differently. You wonder why nobody wants to come play for your organization, and these are kind of the reasons why. All these little things, none of this is going to make or break the New York Knicks, but it all adds up to why the Knicks are the way the Knicks are.
When does it becomes like, or should there be some type of like the commissioner has a say at the end of the day of like how the organizations are being ran, and should an owner sell, leave, or what? The Knicks has just been ran so terribly for so long. When does the league step in? Like this shit's like New York Knicks being good is huge for basketball for a lot of reasons. No free agents want to go there. They're not winning. They haven't been winning forever. They're doing shit like banning Oakley from the stadium, Spike Lee and shit. Like, when does the commissioner step in and like kind of fix this shit and clean something up?
They have an opportunity to do so every single year in June when those ping pong balls come out. They could weight them in the New York Knicks' favor, but for some reason they're not. We haven't seen the New York Knicks get that number 1 pick in a while.
You say fix it. You say fix it. Just give them number 1 pick. That fix the problem.
Well, that's what they could do. I mean, the league, without overtly looking like they're stacking the deck in the Knicks' favor, that's one of the things that they actually could do is give them a ping pong ball that says they got the number 1 pick. So I don't know.
How they gonna fix Spike's situation? Though?
But that's not gonna fix it because even say they had Zion Williamson this year, say they got the number 1 pick,
they'd find a way to
fuck it up.
Yeah, they're still not getting free agents, and he's gonna bounce as soon as he can. Porzingis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, I just don't know what power the commissioner has because the commissioner works for the owners. So I don't know if he could just get Dolan out of there. He's got to do like a Donald Sterling thing. Like they got to send someone in and have him say some racist shit so he can make him sell. But other than that, I don't know what they could actually do. I think Spike has power. Spike could drop Spike make a feature film about the shit show.
That ain't gonna do shit. I think we give it. Spike has a lot of like notoriety, but I don't think he pushed the media enough. Like that shit's still not gonna be that big of a story. It's a story to us, like watching Spike Lee be the number 1 fanatic of, like he's like Jack Nicholas. You know what I'm saying? Like he's those type of fans. Like you can't shit on Spike.
Yeah,
Spike has sat through some shitty seasons. Like how you shit on Spike?
That's what I'm saying. Like I can shit on Spike. You can shit on Spike. The Knicks can't shit on Spike.
Shit on Spike, bro.
The Knicks can't.
Like he definitely would do that. Like nobody else would do that shit.
He's definitely more popular amongst the fans than fucking the owner. Like he's more liked. Like he'd win that PR battle.
Hell yeah, not even close.
Yeah, so
he wins the fan championship every year.
Absolutely, he's like Fireman Ed for the Jets, the Daryl, the Clippers guy. Like, but he's just more famous than them. Number 1 fan.
He's like Ricky for the Hurricanes.
Right. What if Nick or what if Spike flipped to the Nets? You think everybody would then?
If Ricky got his band lifted, they gotta lift Spike shit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Spike wasn't as obligatory as Rick. Like no one really argued the Hard Rock stance on Rick. Spike Lee did. You know what I mean?
But the players went to bat for Ricky though. That's how you got his shit back. So maybe the players need to go to bat for him.
Okay, here's a question.
Go to bat for Spike, bro.
Who causes more headaches for their favorite team? Spike Lee or Ricky?
Well, I guess Spike Lee. Reggie Miller said like he went off in that game 5 or whatever against the Knicks because of Spike Lee. Spike fucking got him going.
Ricky's a pain in the ass, boy. They got him suspended, and then the players that play on the field were the ones that came to his defense to get him unsuspended.
Yeah, they fought with Ricky. You know what I'm saying? There's the other team that was offended by the shit Ricky was doing. They reported Ricky, and then Miami officials was like, "Yeah, you gotta get this guy out of here. He's this guy's off his rocker." And the players was like, "Nah, we kind of fuck with him. Like he bring that energy. We kind of need him because Manny can't coach." So they're like, "All right, we'll bring him back." They shitted on Melo. Of course they gonna shit on fucking Spike, bro. They shit on everybody. They shit on Oak. These people are shitty, man. They need to get new owners in New York, bro. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, Oakland's
fans gotta fix that. Stop
Oakland's
going shitty games.
Yeah, Oakland's a little bit off his rocker too, bro. So you shit on him, you might get fucking your head beat in. You know what I'm saying? Like old Oakley would have definitely.
Oh, definitely.
They don't make him like Oakley no more, bro.
They definitely don't.
Like Oakley wouldn't just threaten to throw Ethan down the stairs. He'd throw him down the stairs, then talk later.
Yeah, we figure this shit out. Now you see what happened?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you fuck off, right there.
All right, we got one more topic, and then we're going to get out of here. Some sad news to end on, but James Lipton, best known for creating and hosting Inside the Actor Studio, died on Monday. He was 93 years old. His influential show will remain a cultural touchstone for creatives studying the craft of acting for years to come. According to experts, a wave of tributes from top performers have come through. I used to watch James Lipton's Inside the Actor's Studio, and was never really into acting or any of the inside stories, but his show always interested me, and it was before long form podcast interviews became a thing. You could really learn a lot from him in the way that he sat down and had these like in-depth discussions with these really visible actors and actresses that you thought like, oh, I've heard everything. But James Lipton was doing things that like in the 90s and 80s that other people weren't, which was just having real ass conversations with these people about the ways that they go about their job. And I don't know, I'm sure a bit of the way that he did these long form interviews rubbed off into why podcasting is so influential now. Did you guys ever watch any of these shows?
Nah, I can't say that I did.
I think one that stands out to me was Dave Chappelle interview from 2006. That's a interesting time for Dave Chappelle, 2006.
I know who the dude is. I've seen some of his interviews, but I don't remember. I think I seen that interview on YouTube.
Yeah,
when he sat down with the one-on-one with Dave. Yeah, I seen that on YouTube as well. I didn't really know his work that well.
Robin Williams was another really interesting one. If you guys are looking for some of these to go watch, and Bradley Cooper. I wasn't familiar with this Bradley Cooper stuff, but like apparently Bradley Cooper was accepted into his college program that Lipton was teaching back before he was a star. Like in 2006, he was admitted to this class that James Lipton was studying, and in 2015, he came on in the Actors Studio. I guess it just came full circle. So he was very influential, and I just wanted to bring it up because I see a lot of the things that we do in podcasting. James Lipton was doing a long time ago, sitting down with people for these one-on-one conversations. So rest in peace, James Lipton, 93 years old.
That's a long, full life.
Mm-hmm.
If I can live 93 years, I'll take it. If you promise me 93 today, right now, I'd take 93. For sure.
93, and he left behind a legacy, bro. It's kind of like what you want to do.
Yeah,
so,
that's how you want to leave here.
Good
Absolutely.
shit. Good shit. Shout out James Lipton.
Good shit. Good show. Let's get to what we learned.
What did you learn, Bird? I'm not prepared.
I learned. Oh, go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I got it because I can tell you're thinking. I learned that China may or may not be actually down in coronavirus, just underreporting.
I was just throwing that out there. Like, what do y'all think? You think the virus is just going away, or you think they just stopped?
Nah, I'm with you. I learned that's a possibility. They just said, "Fuck it, we're wasting our time. We got it."
Not competition. We gotta keep up with the states.
Yeah, like we got it.
Let America win this one.
They probably fucking leaked the Tampa shit just to get people off their back. Yo, this is Tampa.
I heard that we just got reporters trolling the local gyms to find out who's drinking the coronavirus or not.
What?
Kev said he had people, the reporters were just trolling the parking lot the other day, looking for people to interview.
Yeah, yesterday. Perusing the parking lot. Parking lot perusing.
That's how you get the fear mongering going on.
Absolutely.
These people are. Where were you at? Did you say the gym, or were you somewhere else?
I didn't say the gym. I was at work.
Okay, so you get these reporters that are just out on the street asking unsuspecting people that are obviously in public and they don't give a fuck about the virus because they're walking around in public, and you're just going to stick a mic in front of them and ask them how scared they are.
Yeah, they weren't even buying like
right.
Shit, they just like, oh, are you scared of the coronavirus? Nah, I just need to pick up some dinner, bro. I just got some ground meat and some fucking potatoes. Things. They probably didn't use a lot of their footage that they got. for the fear mongering segment. What do you want to soak?
I should have learned that Berg was more concerned about Asia, and that shit's right there in Tampa.
Yeah, that is a bit a bit confusing.
You gotta get better self-awareness there, Berg.
All right, we good today? Any shout-outs? Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here? And who's got the song?
I don't have the song. I don't think I have the song. I've been picking a lot of songs lately. Kev got us some locks.
Let me think of my favorite Locks song.
Go some Beanie Siegel, bro. How about that? Mix it up.
Oh, I like Benny Siegel.
That's in your lane. That's in your lane.
Let's do some Freeway, bro. Let's do some Freeway.
Even though what we do is wrong.
Yeah, we'll do that. What's that? How it do? What it do?
I don't know, bro. That's why I had to sing it, because I didn't know the name of it. It's going real smooth.
I don't know. I don't get the song. I don't have it right now.
All right, man. I'll pick a song, bro. Let's go some more Lil Baby. How about that?
You have any songs with Juvenile?
I saw Juvenile jump on the fucking stage with a fucking
What you talking about?
Lil Baby consistent, man.
Consistent. All right, let's get out of here. Good show.
We out there, man. See y'all Friday morning to the Patreon people, the VIP boys.
Into the pores. We'll see you next Thursday.
You can't keep all these people poor, bro.
No, they're gonna get offended sooner or later.
Yeah, bro. Somebody's gonna eventually cuss your ass out about that, bro. Just give you a heads up.
Yeah, so be expecting it. Don't act shocked. So what is it, TJ, at the 2:21:27 mark? It ends.
Yeah,
I don't see a time.